And now, live from the Man Cave Studio B, deep in the heart of constitutional Livingston County, Michigan, on a Tuesday night. Shut it down, shut it all down, Rant, with your co-hosts, Greg, Keller, Glenn Gogoleski, our good friend Teddy Bester's here, yours truly, Larry Parsons. This is My Brain, and now your host, the man that's had so many women he doesn't know where he's coming or going, Jeremy Scott Gibbs.
I'll say it again. I didn't have our mics on. Say it again.
If I get hit
I
with
said-
rocks,
I'll take comment or faux pause for 200,
Now,
Alex.
now read the actual line that I gave you, Larry.
oh, what?
It's its first time.
Did it not print on there?
No.
Oh, when you changed the S to an I or the T on there, it moved everything down
Really?
Well,
because it must have been on page 3.
Oh my God! No, I scrolled it down. It said there was only 2 pages.
It didn't show up because I had that all stuff.
That-
Read it, Teddy.
You're
You still have it open?
No.
This is my podcast based
That's all right.
out of old.
Can you get your?
I blame Larry for the tech misfortune.
I blame Larry for no matter what
True.
because Larry's that guy.
I blame Larry, fill in the blank.
Well, actually, it was the Democrats.
Yeah, it was the Democrats. I have the table. See, now I got the table correct. You guys see that I got the table shot correct?
We got the fish cam. Hang on.
Yep.
We got the fish cam on.
Yep.
Does the soundboard not work?
fish cam.
I'm.
You're a gay fish.
There we go. Yes.
All right,
There
all
we
right,
go.
all right, okay.
I definitely think I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, dude. Show of hands here at the
When
table.
aren't you?
Who have
Trouble
had
now?
show of hands here at the table of people who've had children that they didn't know about for several years, even decades. Can't keep my hand up there. Larry can put his hand up, who then says to me something, a show about women.
Well, just kidding. I
Yeah,
was
but
joking. It
well,
was a
you're
joke.
gonna get pushed back. Then.
I know,
You
I'm
lucky
gonna-
I don't come over there and Will Smith
She's
slap
probably,
your ass.
she's probably
BC
going to be
two-hander
waiting
right there.
downstairs for me with a baseball bat. at
I'm not a
11
violent
o'clock.
person, but I should have slapped Larry harder.
Welcome to Divorce Game, yes. With Larry Parsons and
does
Jeremy Gibbs.
Yeah. Why does my
What
microphone
not to
sound
say
hollow?
when
Check,
you're
check,
on
check.
your friend's podcast and is
Doesn't sound any better if I chew on it.
These people are crazy.
We are crazy. Hey, we got the band back together.
yeah.
I want
Yeah,
3,500 views on this show, or this one. What can we say?
The
Can we
bar
say-
was set high.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think compared to our last appearance together, Greg, I think we can outdo that. I
Yeah.
really do. I think.
You think so?
Challenge accepted.
Well, at least maybe, if not participants on air, maybe just being.
Yeah.
I'm not even on the. I think we got to scoot down a little bit. I'm not even on
Oh,
the.
you're not even.
You're not even on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
you're not
Slide her
even
down.
on it.
Oh, you know what? You're right,
Slide on
Teddy.
down.
Hold on. They're like, Teddy, are you even on the show? We hear your voice. Yeah, you got to scoot your shit over.
All right.
Scoot your. Here. Where you want that? Put that.
That
over
right
there.
here. Yep. I got the laptop.
All right. There we go. Oh,
Now my elbows in the.
No, I got you.
Okay.
I just got to
Are
that
you
one.
on? There you go.
And
Nope,
I'm centered up. So you
No,
guys
it's just-
all shift just a hair over. And I will save that as number 1.
Would have been funny if we
Shifting,
did.
We're
Larry.
like elbow to elbow here.
Yeah.
Would have been
Assholes
funny.
and
If,
elbows.
it
Okay,
would have been
here we
funny
go.
if we were on break and we just realized I wasn't on the camera the entire time on that shot.
If it gets too bad and they keep pushing you out, Teddy,
Oh,
I
Teddy
would just-
cam.
I'll just give you the Teddy cam. Where's it at? There it is. And it's black.
It's black.
Of course.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. It was supposed to be the Teddy. Is it on? Oh, dude, I turned it and broke the thing. I just broke it.
That's what I need to get on the soundboard is a come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. I just broke the HDMI plug-in doing that shit. That's why you can't see it, people. I just
At
literally,
least you don't have a baseball bat.
Oh, there we go.
instead of pulling it, I twisted it around. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It was
All right.
working.
Now
Yes,
it's
sir.
working.
The budget for this show.
There
is
we
really
go.
showing.
There's a Teddy. Let me get it. There. Do it
Methinks
again,
me's
Teddy.
in trouble.
I do have that camera, but I broke the HDMI now. Look at that shit.
Whoa.
See, this is how quality we are. I mean, I could just use my cell phone.
Wow. There we go.
Don't you love it? So, my one buddy that will remain nameless.
She's waiting for me over there.
What are you waiting for? She's gonna beat your ass.
I think I'm dead.
Bye,
after
honey.
the
Thank
show.
you. Good night. My one buddy's been trying to help us.
I'm not coming downstairs.
Jorge?
I'm just telling you.
He's been trying to help
I'm gonna hide under the table.
My buddy Jorge has been trying to help us with the lighting and all that stuff. And he spent half the show last week trying to get the cameras right. And if you guys watch this stuff, there's the table shot. Okay. Now we're going to come back to the side-by-sides. See the cameras off flicker?
Yeah.
So we're trying to get them off of their, like they're adjusting when I change different angles. And so they're just like, they're pulling a.
Looks like you need to slide this.
Slide
one
a little bit more. Okay.
There you go.
There we
Get
go.
cozier with Larry.
Make your adjustments. All right, welcome to the show, everybody. Is the chat blowing up? I don't
Yep.
even have chat pulled up.
John Bovey says, "Happy October 7th, everybody."
Yeah.
We got Dale in both accounts, and Helen is free says it's not Larry's fault. Is that one of your alts, Larry? And then we have Dale saying 54 states, Teddy, and then Big K's in here. And Patry,
it's not a joke.
Dale saying 54
Patriot,
states,
Patriot.
Teddy,
There we
and
go.
then
Of course, I had it open earlier, watching a video to test sound earlier, and didn't unmute it. All right.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. New shit has come to light, man, and shit, man. You know that's why you pay me. You know,
Well, Alyssa Slotkin and Gary Peters have shut down the government.
they're blaming us though.
Yes.
You need a toe? I can get you a toe.
You want a toe? I can get you a toe.
Alyssa Slotkin
I
said.
get you two.
Alyssa Slotkin said, "Well, I voted to shut down the government, but it's the Republicans' fault." No, Slotkin.
What is?
You
I
shut
don't-
down the
I don't
government.
know if you're pronouncing that correctly. It doesn't seem like that's the correct pronunciation.
Slutkin.
I'm just.
Now's the
I wanna
time
be
for the
proper.
disclaimer, Greg.
I was just thinking
They
that.
do
Now's
not-
the time.
You know,
Ladies and
that's not an
gentlemen,
appropriate
Mr. and Mrs.
word.
America and all ships at sea,
Yes.
Greg Keller and Glenn Gogoleski are here not representing any elected function that they've been in charge of. So we
And
are
they're here of their
speaking
own
as
free will. They have not been coerced in any way, shape, or form.
right.
And we have
You
got my
suspended.
you got my
we have
headphones on.
suspended.
They haven't been coerced in any way, shape, or form to be here on the show. Just want everybody to know that so you don't have any.
And for the duration of this show, the term "fucktard" has been suspended.
Oh boy. Okay.
Here we go,
Okay.
Larry. All right.
Well,
All right.
You should have
There we go.
censured the announcer. You're my Ed McMahon, aren't you? Larry, will you be my Ed McMahon? Yes. Very funny. Good job, Johnny. We're having too much fun tonight, everybody. Everybody's here. Got you.
That was a
check off
great
the list.
dinner.
How was dinner?
it's very
That was
good.
Excellent.
the best spaghetti
Very
I've had
good.
in years.
You like that spaghetti?
The spaghetti sauce was awesome.
I enjoyed the corn dogs. They were probably the best
dogs.
corn dogs I've ever had.
Yes.
The shrimp. Shout out for the shrimp.
shrimp?
That shrimp was really good.
Tasty shrimp.
Tasty shrimp.
So, you make me think of this. So, okay. So how did we get switched to the? Oh, we got switched to the wrong overlay. So, I said if Greg, because you guys were running a little late, you a lot late.
I was.
If what's your
I was
vehicle?
only
What's your
3
license plate?
minutes.
Just so we can, in case anybody has a claim.
I have mud on it right now because I caused about 8 accidents getting here. So
So I said at a certain point, because Larry actually got rain today and walked in right at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so food's all getting ready, and I'm almost done. And I said, well, I looked at Teddy and Larry, and I said, well, if Greg and Glenn don't show up for dinner, I'm cutting back on how much I'm going to cook. And you guys can have corn dogs. Actually, that's what I said. I was like, you know what? I'll just throw all this stuff in a container and cook it another day, and you guys can eat corn dogs. So that's where Teddy's comment of the corn dogs comes in. But then Larry mentioning the spaghetti. Do you guys remember crank anchors?
Yes.
Years ago?
Yes.
I used to there was like 2 or 3 of them that were hilarious. The one guy that was a little bit we'd say maybe short bushes.
Sure.
He rides the short bus a little
Yeah.
bit. He's just like, you like spaghetti? Yay! I like spaghetti! And whoever he called up, they're like, do you guys sell spaghetti? Yes, sir, we sell spaghetti. Yay! I like spaghetti! It's so good! And he would mess with him. So, Larry, that makes sense that you would like spaghetti.
I love spaghetti. It's my favorite. Spaghetti is my favorite thing to eat.
Oh, you're a connoisseur, Larry.
So that was good. Good.
It is,
I don't go. I don't do a huge binge all the time, but today I felt like doing it. So we had some steak. We had some beef tenderloin that I cut up, or pork tenderloin. Sorry, pork tenderloin that I cut up. The shrimp aforementioned.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
some sweet peppers, and then did the whole stir fry mix with everything like that. Did you die?
It just keeps cutting out. So I don't know.
Oh,
We need to get you something different.
I need
Probably
to
too close to Larry. I think that's the.
damn it,
Oh,
Jim.
you know what? You know what? Play with this right here.
That's what I was doing. But
Because you have the headphones that have a microphone on it, it has the extra ring. If you pull the headphone jack out, there's 3 rings instead of 2, like a regular set of like old headphones. And it's connecting incorrectly.
Oh.
You got to tell them to bring in the old school headphones with no microphone. Otherwise, they get screwed. And
well,
then
he didn't tell me anything.
You could get some cheap ass headphones.
Go figure.
Yes. They ain't cheap. You know what? These things were $15.
And they're worth every penny. What
I
I'm saying is the
actually
ones that
like
Teddy's wearing and Glenn's wearing were $30 for a bag of 100.
Ah.
And I got them specifically so that they could be a one-time use.
Would you
and
do
pitch in
Rob
the
like
trash.
a Delta flight?
Yeah, exactly.
I went on Temu.
All the quality of a Delta Airlines flight right
Exactly.
here, live in studio.
It's going to be an $85 upcharge. Oh, you want to bring your wallet in your back pocket when you get on Spirit Airlines. That's another $5. But your ticket's only $15. Not by the time you get done.
Okay, we got a $20
That
donation
gets you
already.
on the
Oh,
plane.
hell yeah.
John Bovey, $20, $17 for Barron, don't know who that is, and $3 to be split equally amongst the rest of the boomers. He didn't say boomers, but I'm assuming that's what he means.
Well, that is good right at the start of the show to get us kicked off.
Is that a headphone, kitty or pod or something? Is that
What?
The $20? So you
Are
can
you
buy more
raising money
headphones?
for quality headphones?
Yes.
Oh.
That's usually what it's
Well.
for. Yeah, it's usually what it's for.
They think they can buy the show.
They think they can buy us off. I've had some people in the past that tried to do that, and it didn't work out too well for them, did they?
You need a magic tote board
they
like
here?
they used to have
No.
in the old days of telethons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go to
We've
the tote
raised this
board.
much. Actually, there was so much in there the other day, I had to cash out the Rumble account.
All right.
There's 2 or 3 items that I'm gonna upgrade the system with
Wow.
the recent cash out. It wasn't a lot. It was like, but it was great. It was great. I'm still blessed.
It's more than I get.
It
So
was-
yeah.
I was like, wow, we got actually. I opened it up. I was like, that's a nice.
It was
balance.
almost 4, wasn't it? Yeah, it's almost $4.
$4. So
How about $2?
$2.
Gotta-
$2. All right, let's do this quickly. Let's get through this because we already talked about everything else.
Show's
I am
over.
responsible for nothing anybody says on the show.
You're responsible for the tech mishaps on here, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah. Why did that? Do
Larry!
That? Why'd that do that? Oh, I pushed the wrong button.
Oh, there we go. Still Larry's fault.
I clicked one button. There we go.
There we go.
Hey, notice this podcast is raw, unfiltered, politically incorrect. We say Merry Christmas, Pledge of Allegiance, especially the part about one nation under God. We thank our troops for the service. We only recognize 2 genders, as Mom used to say. Check your equipment. It's pretty self-explanatory.
She did say that.
Yeah. As adults, we enjoy adult beverages. I guess I'm. Oh no, Glenn's.
No, this is apple juice.
Apple juice. All right. Well, for
Apple
some
juice?
adults, depending
Enjoy
on
your
what
juice.
retirement facility you're in, that might be an adult drink.
Keeps me regular, you know what I'm saying?
Should have been cranberry juice. We cuss. We do not curse or swear. Look up the definition. We love Jesus and hate religion and religious hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
If any of this offends you, you should have left by now. And let's see. I'm going to go quickly through these because I didn't prep you guys. Let's see. Glenn, give me
Yes.
that one, buddy.
Yes. Which
Oh,
one?
sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except for bears. Bears will kill you.
Bears just kill you.
They
Yeah,
will.
you don't really want to mess with
You don't want to mess with
That
bears.
that is true.
Yeah,
But
not a
bears will-
good idea to mess with them.
good safety tip, folks.
Yeah, bears will kill you.
Bears will kill you, okay? Don't mess
Okay.
with bears. Okay?
Larry, go.
That's a new one for Larry.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's the Second Amendment to the United States Constitution. It was issued on the 12th. Excuse me. It was issued on December 15th, 1791, and it expires when hell freezeth over.
In other words, everyone's gun permit right there.
Exactly.
it.
When you pried from my cold, dead hands. Dun dun dun. Great.
All right. It is easier to fool the people than to convince them they have been fooled. Mark Twain.
Mark Twain. And young Teddy, I think you want to do that one, which is really hard to read.
Oh,
Great
my.
That's an eye
minds
test.
discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people.
There you go, buddy.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Eleanor
Roosevelt.
Is that like the French speaker? Eleanor. In the beginning of a change, the patriot is a scarce man and brave and hated and scorned. And when his cause succeeds, the candy ass just join him, for then it costs nothing to be a patriot. I'm sorry, that said timid, and I said candy ass bitches. My bad. I read it.
Come on, man.
But another good Mark Twain
Read it
quote.
literally.
Really good.
And I didn't realize that. All right, everybody at the table.
Never apologize and never explain. It's a sign of weakness.
And I think that
Unless
people
you're
out here would
married,
do
then you
well
beg for
if you're watching to
forgiveness.
understand that apologies do nothing with these monsters.
Nothing with these monsters. And hit this button and that button at the same time. Oh, it didn't work.
Come on, man.
Did it work then? Why is that not working?
Quite the budget on the program here.
Yeah. You'd think I could blame an intern, but that's me. I know what it is. I have to manually push that button.
Yes, sir.
Now I know. Yes, sir. Any disclaimers other than the one you already gave that you guys are just here on your own and don't speak for any
I
particular...
wish to reiterate, I am speaking tonight as an official U.S. taxpayer, Heartland citizen, and not as a member of any elected position or board.
I will echo those sentiments. I am also a Heartland resident here on my own behalf, speaking
just
on
for
my
the-
own behalf.
For the
And-
listening audience out there, Tanya did run back up to the house to grab her
Baseball bat.
her notary stamp so she could notarize those statements for you
Very
guys and
good.
have you be official.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have it signed and documented. Teddy, why don't you give us our TJ for the night? Our Thomas Jefferson. I'm going to put the shotgun back up. Till Greg
All
gets
right,
it.
so for tonight's logical fallacy or quote, whatever we want to call it. Thomas Jefferson, it is not by the consolidation or concentration of powers, but by their distribution that good government is effected.
Read it again. I like that one.
Thomas Jefferson, it is not by the consolidation or concentration of powers, but by their distribution that good government is effected.
Beautiful. Still having trouble over there, Greg? Mm-hmm. You want me to give you a cheapy pair of headphones?
Might work better.
I'm telling you, it's because the microphone little thing on it.
Nah.
I've had to battle with this. I use.
Luckily, Larry's loud enough I can hear him.
Yeah,
So.
but when I play a clip and you need to comment on it.
Yes.
So I like that one tonight because we're going to talk about the shutting down of government, which, how has that affected any of us?
I'm completely distressed.
He said that with like a slightly straight face.
Well, I'm all depressed that Alyssa Slotkin shut down our government.
I still think you're pronouncing that incorrectly. I think there's a proper pronunciation.
The O has got more of a, European accent to it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Or the Bronx.
Oh,
Slutkin. Look at Slutkin.
Alyssa Slotkin.
That almost sounds Russian. Slotkin.
You should have read
Slotkin.
Is it Alyssa or illicit? Illicit Slutkin?
Slotkin.
Anyways.
Glenn should have read the bear thing in the Russian voice.
Listen,
I
if
got
you know
an
how many
email
people made
from her, actually.
So do I.
She wanted to see my updated healthcare insurance
Oh,
bill.
like a personal email.
Yes.
Not just the
It was
spam that
direct.
she
I'm
read
sure it
since-
was only to me.
Dude, I'm liking it. Well, let's get right into that. You were recently at the Capitol there, which we need a Trump-style cleanup, like he did in D.C., but that goes without mentioning. I think the safest time that I was ever there in Lansing was when we were there for a 2A rally.
Yes.
And
Yep.
my son and I walked in there with our ARs. We had Nate, the amazing Asian, with us, and Jane actually, she rode with us. So it was the four of us, and we walked up there. It felt so cool. I'm standing in the Capitol. We got our ARs slung. And we're just having fun, looking at the tables.
The best part was you used to be able to go in and use the restroom with
Oh.
your AR on your back.
Right.
Yeah, now you can't.
Yeah, you got to carry the AR.
You're not even allowed
No, you're not
to
allowed
do
to
that.
go in the building.
No. Nope.
You aren't allowed to go in the Capitol, but I mean, like the Capitol.
I don't have any firearms anymore because of a tragic pontoon boat accident a couple years ago in
heard this.
February.
You too?
Yeah,
You
I
know they
struck
sell
an
'em at the
iceberg
store.
with my pontoon boat.
What are the odds?
And and my entire gun cabinet's on the bottom of Lake Tyrone.
You got to get one of
Dale's-
those underwater drones.
If I
to
were you, I'd
fetch
go
them
for a
out.
bigger lake like Michigan or Huron or
Dale's trying to correct me and say that it's slob skin. I don't know if that is correct.
Comrade Slotkin.
Slob skin. This slob skin.
Comrade.
Maybe she likes some vodka and a kick in the face. We did no violence. That was the Russian talking.
That's right.
There was no violence directed towards illicit fucking.
It was probably Putin hacking in and voiceovering.
It was.
That's
It was.
probably
We
what it
have
was.
no responsibility here whatsoever. Are we
Good
good
old
over there?
Vlad. Yeah.
Are you watching our stream live?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
YouTube and Rumble on.
But I do want everybody to understand that all the people that call us fascists and call us Nazis and say that we're pedophiles
Yeah.
and say that tax cuts are for the rich
Yeah.
and all these other lies that the Democrats tell,
Lies.
they want to work with us.
No,
They want to
don't.
negotiate.
No, they don't.
Yeah. They will stop holding the government hostage if we give them all their liberal giveaway
Wait.
programs.
Are you talking about Sombrero Guy?
Yes.
Okay. That he just.
Well, I'm talking about Slobskin.
They are looking to reach across the aisle so they can
Yeah.
take your wallet.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking to do. They are.
That is exactly right. Yes, you are correct, sir.
Very good.
Very good. Yes.
We thought to Comrade Slotkin.
You thought this.
Reach over and grab wallet.
Listen, she served in armed forces. No, she was CIA. They walked her around places.
Glory to,
Okay, I'll give
glory
you that.
to Iron leader Joseph Biden. Score to Gulag.
Dude, when they try to paint Trump
Come
as
on,
anything,
man.
I want to. Whenever they try to paint Trump as anything like militant and having any leanings towards authoritarian or police state,
Yeah.
I just want to go back to that one speech that Biden did where he was literally backdrop and looked like the new First Order. It was all red and black behind him, and he's like, and these white Republicans, they're the terror. He's like, I was like, holy cow, dude.
MAGA Republicans
Man,
are extremists.
listen, man, not a joke.
And we got to remember,
It's not a joke.
January 6th.
It's just,
A million people
Well,
died on
did
January
people are
6th.
terrorists, man.
Did you?
Come on, man.
So
Come on, man.
yeah, so the people that are calling Trump an authoritarian are the people that weaponize the government
I don't know what you're talking about, Larry.
against President Donald Trump and Republicans, framed 4 people, falsely accusing them of wanting to kidnap Governor Whitmer. Like somebody would actually want to kidnap that bitch.
Right.
You know, that means
but-
you'd have to spend time with her.
But isn't that it's
Are
a
you
kidnapper
kidding me?
for what?
I don't know. Maybe
What are
just-
you gonna get
They
for
probably
her?
thought they could gag her and not have to listen to anything she has to say.
Yeah, but then they'd have to smell her.
But I'm not speaking of the actual people that were prosecuted. I was speaking of the FBI agents who provocateured the entire thing and were the masterminds
You mean
behind it.
You mean one of the how many dozen FBI agents that were in January 6th undercover?
Oh, of course.
You are correct, sir. Yes.
Very good.
You're an insurrectionist.
You insurrectionist. You speak like somebody who likes freedom.
I like the. I like the.
erectionist.
I want to point out that the biggest hypocrisy of these people, in terms of authoritarianism, is that these same people reported individuals, churches, local businesses to the federal and state government when they didn't want people to wear a mask, or if they opened during a certain certain medical event that I will not say because YouTube may ban us.
Like it's never happened before.
But these are the
Glenn
same.
and I don't know about being banned.
These are the same people that will gladly have the apparatus of the Leviathan state go at you for not wearing a mask or for being at the Capitol grounds, not even in the Capitol, for being at a gathering of people on a certain day in January.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, what in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Remember the hotline where you could report
this
your
is
friends and neighbors?
Listen,
Do you remember the people
no.
that would
They
report?
were just trying to keep everybody safe, and you're blowing it completely out of proportion by trying to.
We had to protect democracy vote in
They're
USSR.
just we're trying to.
He's good. He's good.
It's not like we bring
Comrade
KGB down on top of you.
As we know, Joseph Biden, glorious leader, had the most votes of any supreme leader in all 54 states.
All 54.
Not a joke, everybody. That's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
54 states.
I miss him. I miss him.
Oh, you do, but no,
I do.
I gotta pull this up.
Did you find the one about where he talks about they had to take off the top of his head to find his brain?
It's lost in the computer. I gotta find it again, dude. It's so disgusting that I can't find it because I would love to play his stupidity.
That man was a cavalcade of mirth. I'll tell you. He was just
He was.
He was entertaining.
he was.
I know where it's at.
Yes, but he makes AOC look intelligent.
Well,
That's debatable.
yeah, I
That's
think that goes
debatable,
back.
Larry.
I think they're in a competition
They
of who
might
can
be.
fit the lowest common denominator.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Never say, can you get any dumber to a Democrat because they take
Because
it
they
as
can't.
a challenge.
Yes, right. It's like, wait a minute. Hold my beer.
I can play. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Let's
Joe
see.
Biden was a rookie.
He was a rookie. He was lame. Check this out. Why did my button not work?
You got to get some new
I
buttons.
went to the feed.
He
That
just
works.
fixed them.
Am I not?
I think I thought I heard it.
No, that was audio.
Maybe that was Larry breathing.
Look at how my screen's black behind me. Let me see.
Larry!
Hold on. Something happened. I was all excited. I thought it worked.
Oh. Popped up for a second.
What was that?
No, never mind.
Pop
That
back.
was-
Why is the Brave? Why is my browser not working? What the? There. Oh, you
There it is.
a-hole.
Come on, man.
Okay, so this is one of the things that you get. And I was with my buddy at hockey, and he goes, what did he say to me? He's like, oh, I was doing something like that. And he goes, I got this Windows update. I spent the rest of the day trying to fix everything else after this stupid-ass Windows update. I goes, dude,
Really?
use 5 computers
Yeah.
here with all the programs that I use. So if you guys see the screen behind me, when I clicked on the window,
That's when it went
it showed,
dark.
see the little, well, you guys can't see it, but look over, you guys at the table. See there's a little eyeball right there where my pointer is going to?
Yeah.
See that little eyeball? That eyeball, okay, that turns it off. See that's turned off? Now the eyeball's back on. When I hit my button over here, that eyeball was lit up. But when I went into it and I turned it off and turned it back on, that's when it came up. This is the type of shit that I deal with. This is what you get from a $30,000
You don't
studio
pay yourself enough,
with
Jeremy.
$20 donations, $20 super chats. This is what you get. There it is. Let me see here. This is Joseph Robinette Biden. The question was asked. He's secured a $10 million book deal for his presidential memoir. What should it be named? I want everybody.
Deep thoughts?
Deep thoughts.
Ooh.
Nice. So I want everybody in
Although
the chat.
Jack Handy already stole that, I believe, didn't he?
Jack Handy, yep.
Deep thoughts.
I want it to be named like the one word that he wanted to describe America. America be described in one word.
So I thought of this when I thought of 10 million for the big guy, like the 10% for the big guy.
Okay, yeah.
I thought of that. Could be a good title. But I want everybody to sound up in chat. Teddy, keep track of it. Get
Yep.
you a pen and keep track of the good ones that come out.
I'll
We
point it
want
out
to
when-
know what Joe Biden's $10 million book deal, what should his memoirs be named?
We got one from Dale already.
What's he say?
Who shit my pants?
That's a good one.
It wasn't me.
You know, I want to laugh, but I can't.
Come on, man.
Hey,
It wasn't me.
let me make a
butts
little
been wiped.
announcement
Because it's
here.
like so.
Yeah, let me make
real.
a little announcement here for all you new
Uh-oh.
people that are tuning in tonight.
Yeah.
If you log in on Rumble, if you're not a Rumble member already, just create an account, right? Put in your email, create an account, then bring our show back up, and log into the chat room, and you can participate in this awesome show.
And I'm reading on YouTube as well. So
Yeah.
You can also find us on YouTube. That is correct.
before we get banned eventually.
That is, thank you, Larry.
Is there a way to get this to you? This is the best Joe Biden compilation.
Yeah, you send it to
Facebook.
them in Facebook
Ever.
Facebook Messenger.
Yes.
That's what our
To
unsophisticated
you?
shows.
Yep,
Yes.
to Jeremy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's our most unsophisticated way to get it to me.
Is your wife still waiting downstairs with the baseball bat?
I don't know, but I've got my shotgun. Did you need
It just
something?
depends how much more
Should
you say, Larry.
should I update you guys on the Tigers game? Since speaking
I-
of baseball,
it
Please.
wasn't pretty. It's still 4-0.
Shiitake mushroom.
oh 4-0. Yep. Never mind. We're not going to talk about the Tigers game. We're doing bad.
Good thing we're
Hey,
here.
you know,
I guess, 'cause I'd
honestly,
just be
I'm
throwing
a
something.
Tiger fan, and they were doing phenomenal up until the All-Star break, and then they just
They
did the
imploded.
proverbial. Are you having still problems with that one?
It's
Do I need to switch the batteries out? Maybe.
got a bad box.
I don't think it's the batteries, and there's not a real one up there.
It's fine. Like I said, Larry's loud enough I can hear him.
I know, but when I play the clips, you got to be able to hear it. When Teddy pushes a button, because Teddy's got buttons too.
Yes.
I got buttons. Larry's got buttons.
Glenn and
Teddy's
I
got
have
buttons.
learned how to push a button or two, in the last couple years. I'll
yes,
just say
we
that.
have.
Give me a button.
Not bad at it.
Pick a
Bullshit.
There we
Bullshit, I
go.
heard it.
It's bullshit. All right. Let's get into yours before we get into the government shutdown, which hasn't. I haven't noticed anything.
What do you mean? Hang
Oh
on.
wait,
What?
Jeff and Miles chiming in. We always gotta
No, wait.
Oh, hang on. Let
listen.
me read it. Let
listen.
me read it.
When he chimes in, we gotta kind of put a chokehold on the show and pay attention to what he has to say.
Yes. It's very important when pimps talk.
Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it? You can't even. You're probably gonna spit out your decent red if you read it. Yo, yo, yo! I just seen my. Yeah, let me read. Yo, yo, yo! I just seen my campaign sign in some mug's yard. Y'all going to?
Y'all going down in the election. Yo, yo, yo. I just
Yes,
like the
sir.
fact.
And the Patriot for the Biden title says, "Who am I again? Where's my ice cream?"
Where's my ice cream? Listen, man. You can ride a bike. You can crash too. It's all
I
good,
remember
man.
I was sitting down on the Oval
What's this?
Office, and Hunter's illegitimate granddaughter,
Whatever.
daughter, she
Come on,
sat on my
whatever.
hairy legs in the Oval Office, and that's what America's all about.
My hair on my legs are turn blonde in the pool, and kids come up there, cockroaches come up there and rub the hair on my legs.
Look, you lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Listen, man.
That's a great one. That's
It's a bunch of malarkey, and that's what America's all about. Come on, man.
Come on,
We're
man.
Americans.
Listen, poor kids are just as good as white kids.
Corn pop. That's what we
You
have.
guys know Joe too well.
Corn pop. That's what we had for dinner.
We had 4 years, and he only came out once a month, and when he did, it was gold.
When we,
you know the thing.
I want
you know the
to.
thing.
In regards to the shutdown,
This shit writes itself.
In regards to shutdown, I can't believe Democrats want to talk about Medicaid and Medicare when Biden beat it. When we beat Medicare.
Yeah, you beat it to death.
Apparently,
You want me to read that?
apparently you popped up on Jeffrey Amayo's target board there. He has a playing card with your face on it now, as well as Mr. Coffee.
Outstanding.
Go ahead, Teddy.
I'm honored. I
Jeffrey
am honored.
Jeffrey Amayo says in chat, coming for Gogoleski's
No, it's
pussy, brother.
Gogoleski.
Gogoleski's. Gogoleski's board seats, brother.
And then Patriot says, Hunter, you forgot your Coke.
Oh. Talk about an investigation that went nowhere.
Yes.
Well, there
Somebody-
probably wasn't anything to see.
Nothing to see there.
Yeah.
Are you doing Hunter?
Something didn't smell right, I know that.
Are you doing Hunter or Zelensky? I'll do Zelensky.
Hello, Biden. I need $10 billion more dollars. Biden, hello. Give me more money, Biden.
Listen, when shit hits fan, right? Okay, because you know it will. Listen,
Especially any fan in front
is
of
my
him.
home in Florida that I use U.S. money to pay for still okay?
I need to get $10 million more dollars so I can gamble in Seminole Casino.
And then he comes out when he gets confronted and he goes,
What? I only get half of that money.
yeah, because
Yeah,
the other half
right.
got funneled back around to
Yeah.
every
What is a
politician.
Seminole casino? Is that like a
Hard
vagina?
Rock in
It's
Fort Lauderdale.
in Florida, you have the Indian
The
tribe in
Seminoles.
Florida. They have all the
Seminoles.
casinos.
Yep.
Or Hollywood
in certain
or Fort
parts of the
Lauderdale.
country, they allow the Indians to be proud of their heritage and represent colleges
Yeah.
and other sports, mascots and
That
stuff
is
like
true.
that. But in Washington,
Yes.
the guy who posed for the Washington Redskins, the proud chief that posed for that,
Yes.
has been now pushed aside, and they're the Washington Commanders.
Oh.
Even though there was a proud Indian chief that actually posed for that Redskin
more
logo.
like
Right.
more like the butt commanders.
Well,
So we're going to have to get rid of Commander-in-Chief now? Is that gone?
ooh, that is ooh.
Scary.
I did not see that. Now listen, if you take the 7
Oh.
plus the 3, you get 10. But then
Oh.
1 and 0 is back to 1. And then
Oh,
if you do
boy.
that and you look up the calendar on the 4th day of the 8th month, you get
See,
12
Jeremy,
minus
it's all
1 is back
connected.
to 11,
Jeremy.
and then Commander has.
We got a $10
letters.
donation from Jeffrey Amayo.
No way.
He's going to need that for
Let me
Big
read it-
round of
Let
applause.
me read it out.
He's challenging you to a straight up strangle off.
Gogoleski.
To a what?
A strangle off.
He's saying,
You got to bring your wife.
Yeah, she'd probably
I don't
kick
know
his
what
ass out.
I don't know what the rules will be, but I think it'll have to be a volunteer, and it'll be the first one to pass out the first victim to pass out that person.
Well, wait a
I
minute,
am
wait a minute,
so
wait a minute,
honored
wait a
to
minute,
be
wait a
called
minute. I have
out
a
by
question.
Livingston County's best
I
and
have a
brightest.
question.
Yeah.
Where's Jeff Amayo getting $10? Is his ex-wife in town?
friends of
I know. He's not using that stolen bridge card that he had.
maybe he pawned his boat. I don't know.
He pawned his boat. I think he sold
Wait,
his
what-
ex-wife.
What was that? What was that picture on the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I run for
You
city
got
council.
$5 per finger. Must
This
be.
is why I don't run for city council, because I enjoy doing that. Oh shit, this is too much fun. All right, let's go over
And
this bill.
fuck you if you don't like it.
Thank you very much.
You know, I could have used that when I was in Lansing.
Jordan
That's my
Peterson, dude.
testimony,
I mean, that soundbite's available. You know?
Dale says in chat he got it from his hose.
Oh, he got it. He kept that pimp hand strong and said, bitch, give me $10.
He typed another message. I'm sorry. I identify as haven't been to school.
Identify as what?
I identify as haven't been to school. I graduated with the gay cat.
So if you guys...
You're a gay fish.
Yeah. If you guys are not literally watching the chat while you're watching the show, you don't get the full dynamics of his spelling in the chat. It's graduated. The number 8 ed, because you need to put an ed once you said graduate ed. Wit, duh, gay, cat with a K.
You should do license plates.
It's when he says school, it just reminds me of Carmen.
Yeah.
I identify as having graduated from school. I graduated the gay cat and gay fish.
Gay fish, man.
God damn it, Kyle.
All right. I'm going to get you another pack.
That would work.
Dude, ridiculous. All right, I'm going to overhead. Show your paper.
Show my paper? Okay.
Your overhead.
official
look
paper.
Look at it's right above you.
This was
Oh, there
officially
we go.
printed in Lansing, I will say.
Look at that.
Man, look at that.
That's
Let's
pretty.
see, it is
On
kind of
government
far.
money.
It's
Yes.
kind of far from the camera, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read it up.
Go ahead, Vanna.
I'm going to
Show
raise it up. House Bill number 4560.
No, you got to get those eyes checked.
There we go, 4588. Ooh, this sounds interesting. I hope you're going to tell us about this.
Well, only because you asked nicely, Larry.
Larry, fix your mic.
So what is 4588?
Give it to us.
So the
Wait. Do we have that soundbite?
What?
Give it to me.
What
Isn't that
box?
the Offspring? Who's the fuck?
What
who's
box would that
Oh,
be?
I
in?
know what it is.
Yes.
Give it to me, baby.
Yes.
Is it Offspring? Maybe.
Would that be on
Write that shit down, Teddy. I want it for next week.
notes?
All right, Greg, tell us.
Take
what
it
is.
away.
Well, I'm going to sit
wanna
down
make sure you
and
get
I'm
all
gonna
your
put the
sound
camera
bites in
on
first.
you. Are you hearing us now?
All right. Yes, I can hear you.
That's better.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thank
All
you.
right. Good.
Go. What did
So,
you do?
House Bill 4588.
4588.
It is a bill that would change the school board elections from a nonpartisan election to that of a partisan race. That's the.
So
then they
people
know
would
exactly
have to tell
who
the
you
truth.
are.
That's
People would
right.
have to tell the truth.
Yes.
No more Democrats sneaking in there. Oh, this is a nonpartisan race.
Which is ridiculous because there's no such thing as a nonpartisan race.
Well, right. You know that. I know that. Everybody at this table knows that.
Oh.
But a lot of people are fooled, and there's people
Totally,
in our
yeah.
audience that might be, but they need to be enlightened.
Well, there's a lot of useless and stupid Democrats that have told me, you know, you can't give away your opinions because your position is nonpartisan. Well, no. Yeah.
Sorry.
What he said. I didn't say it. What he said.
Bullshit.
Oh, well, that was the president,
you.
so it goes. I mean,
Come on, man.
The president speaks for me.
come on, man.
I got. What did you want me to? I put it in the note. What was that movie from?
Which one?
The soundboard you want from the movie that you just were talking about.
That was.
I tell you to
song,
write down
right?
because
No,
I
it's
just
a
forgot
song.
it.
It was a song. You said
Offspring.
Offspring.
By the
Offspring,
Offspring,
okay.
yeah.
And then I got Greta, and then I got to get Greta. How
Oh, yeah.
dare you? And I got it.
Dang.
Oh,
I want to know her new stuff right now because she's.
And then I got to get Come On Man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
She was over there with her massive protests going in there to help the Palestinians.
Now, I don't want to talk about anyone's,
stupid, dude.
appearances, but
Didn't we do the
Greta's
side by
looking
side?
a little rough.
I thought we did the side by side, didn't we?
What?
Last week?
Yeah, maybe we did.
Yeah,
I
I'll
sent
look
you
for
the
it.
I sent you
All
the
right,
one thing on
Greg,
Facebook.
Are you still?
The green light keeps going on and off, so I don't know what's going on.
You know what? Keep it over there, away from this one,
Maybe that's the problem.
dude.
See that though? It keeps going out.
I'm gonna give you the super secret special one in a minute.
Oh, we'll have to give it a
I'll
try.
keep
here
I'll
in a
keep an
minute.
eye on it. Can you hear him though?
I can hear you.
Well, we can hear him. It's just a matter of whether he can hear
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah.
play a clip, or you play a super, super awesome
I
sound
can't hear
clip.
your offspring.
Super cereal.
Super cereal. Super cereal. It's like half bear, half man, half
Half
pig.
man, half bear, half pig.
Is that Big Mix?
that was
Al Gore.
Al Gore.
Oh.
Man, bear, pig. You remember Man, bear, pig from South Park? It's a cultural
don't.
icon. Come on, man.
I've seen plenty of
You're a
South
dog
Parks,
face,
but not
you're
that
a
one.
dog-faced pony soldier. Come on, man. Tell you what. All right.
It's a classic.
All right, we'll stop fucking around for a minute. Greg, tell us what you did in Ransing.
All right, so back in February, I met with our fantastic state representative named Jason Wolford. I brought to him an idea that I said, based on my experience as a candidate going door to door, trying to, talk about why I'm running for school board. One of the questions that I always got was, are you conservative? Are you liberal? Where do you stand? And at that time, obviously, it was, I'm nonpartisan, so.
I can't
but
tell you.
So I technically am not either, but I will tell you that I happen to be a Republican precinct delegate as well. But as
But
a
I
school
can't tell you
board
that.
member, I am nonpartisan, and so that just kind of led me to, again, talk to Jason and say, look, I think that we need to
Yeah. Why?
increase transparency in the
100%.
elections. There's lots of people who clearly, don't know who they're voting for.
And we're not saying that you have to label yourself as a Republican or Democrat. You can label yourself as an independent
You could say I'm an independent, right? Because if you're, and frankly, there are people that say I don't belong with either, and that's fine.
I've identified a lot with a lot of libertarian ideals and platforms. And I didn't declare as a
I
libertarian.
don't know if I'd put an L, though. People might think loser.
Dude,
No, libertarians are losers for the most part. Sorry.
in our one party or two party fits all.
Well, the problem with the Libertarian Party is they went too liberal. The Libertarian Party
With what
used to be a much better party, but over the past 20 years, they've taken a big step to the left. And to give an example of this is when the Owenfelder case came through, the gay marriage case, right? The Libertarians Party praised that decision, which is why I exited the party. I was a card-carrying member of the Libertarian Party for 10 years.
And I understand.
But
that.
in 2015, no libertarian would ever support the federal government coming in, redefining marriage, and violating states' rights. The federal government doesn't issue marriage licenses.
Correct.
The states do. This is a states' rights issue.
Right.
Plus, it's a First Amendment freedom of religion issue.
And it shouldn't even
But
be.
a
The
true
Supreme
libertarian
Court didn't
would not
even have
care-
authority to see the case.
Would
let
not
alone
care
rule on
about
it.
the government approving or disapproving anyone's marriage.
That's right.
It has nothing. The problem why the libertarians have never gotten traction, if you ever talk to a libertarian, eventually the conversation is going to go to a litmus test of how libertarian are you.
Right.
And if you say anything like, well, I do support our police, you're not a libertarian. They shoot themselves in the foot.
Correct.
All the time.
Well,
and they can't get traction, and they wonder why.
You have two kooky branches of the libertarians. You have the freedom, I want everything more freedom, that branch. And then you have the ultra liberal branch where they want where they think far liberal, ultra liberalism is being a libertarian.
But
So
but being a liberal libertarian is an oxymoron. How can you want government intervention in anything and call yourself a libertarian?
Correct.
Right.
Well, but when I looked at it for a long time, I came at it from a Jeffersonian dynamic, who was a true liberal, but you almost have to clarify being a Jeffersonian liberal. Not this modern day interpretation of a liberal, because even Jefferson, the reason we have the Marines, the reason that we have the whole song from the hills of Tripoli, I'm fucking up the song. But you know what I'm talking about. From the
Lakes of Minnesota.
No, to the hills of Tripoli. Anyways, it was Jefferson who was the non-interventionist, non-foreign war guy who got to a certain point and said, we have to send in the Marines to go take out these Barbary pirates in the Mediterranean who are attacking our ships. You know, so the non-interventionist guy who was a true icon of being a now it's Jeffersonian liberal because it's not the liberal whack job that it, you know, things. So when I thought of the libertarian parties, those were the things that I gravitated to.
Yeah,
Classical liberalism, which is really
it's where we get liberty.
conservatism.
It's where we get liberty. It's where we get
Well,
library.
yeah, and that's
It's where
what
we get-
everybody needs to know. What you're talking about right there is you just hit the nail on the head. You said classical liberalism.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The word liberal and a liberal Democrat are not related in any way, shape, or form.
No.
They are actually polar opposites of each other.
Same with us being labeled conservatives. There are some things we try to conserve, but we are the most liberated in our ideas because liberty is the foundation of being.
Well, that's what we want to conserve
classical
liberty.
Right.
You know, we're the status quo. We want to preserve freedom and liberty, while the other side, the Democrats, are constantly changing, and the only way they change is moving further to the left. Moving further
I
to the
disagree
left.
because the Republicans now are what the Democrats were in the 90s. And as soon as more of the Overton window shifts, you know, we could be like, Democrats are the real transphobes in like 2040. But that could also change. But where we are now is the Republican Party.
They were the anti-war people in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, and
Well,
now they're the war hawks.
Well, the Democrats.
Let's blow it up.
I think both
That
are
movement
guilty of
back
that
into
one.
Vietnam was mostly left-wing communist groups orchestrating it and running
100%.
it.
Yeah,
no
and what the
conviction.
problem is the Democrats, their idea of going to war is sending troops out to go to war and putting tape on the magazines so they can't shoot anyone.
Well, let me ask you this: do you want to go to Ukraine and die, so we can have globalism in Ukraine and pride parades in its capital?
No.
No, that's the Democrats. We need to protect Ukraine because it's a functioning, corrupt, liberal Western democracy. And we need to take over all its resources and ruin their culture and make it an economic zone.
Yeah, the only reason they're doing that is because they overthrew the whole entire government in 2014.
Liberalism in its entirety, or at its end goal, a liberal free market capitalist system, will destroy cultures and peoples and destroy religion and all that.
Well,
Anything good.
That's why they keep
so
trying.
we can become an economic zone with no identity and no.
I'm going to tell you what, they keep trying to put us in a category all the time of economic systems. Communism, socialism, capitalism. Capitalism was not an ideology that the country was founded on, our country. Our country was founded in liberty, freedom, the individual sovereign right of each person versus having a king or a lord over you. Capitalism rose out of that because people realized they could remove themselves from that feudalistic idea of not having ownership. And I say it on the show all the time, our founding fathers originally wrestled with life, liberty, and property versus life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. They wanted to put the word property in there because they felt that it was a foundational, fundamental right to be able to go out and work hard and purchase and own property.
And I think private property was
Private property.
Private
huge.
property,
That's why
you
we
bet.
had
word in
such
there.
phenomenal foundations of having land patents and things like that that were actually ownership. You know, and we need to get back to land patents. We've deviated a whole bunch. But I love the conversation. So
We've got the whole show, so
Right.
maybe in 3
that's what I'm
hours I'll
talking
get it.
about. That's people's
Somehow
commitment.
we'll weave it together. We will.
That's okay.
Oh, yes, we will.
So, House Bill 4588 essentially says we got to get rid of this nonpartisan BS. And whether you're a libertarian or conservative, I don't even want to say it. If you're a libertarian or a Republican or a Democrat,
Yeah, at the end of the day.
why are we hiding that?
Right. And that's, I think that
acting-
was the pushback was,
Yeah.
you know, oh, well, you know, it's a school board and we don't want politics involved with schools. And, you know, some people don't feel themselves to be political people. And, you know, it's a lot of kind of nonsensical
Well, they can, if
arguments.
they're,
I mean, at the end
they
of
can
the
run
day-
as independents, right?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
people that feel that they're not political can run as an independent.
They can continue to be
Right.
non-political. And, you know, I think at the end of the day, people should still vote the way they feel that their constituents are expecting them to vote, regardless
Right.
of
Well,
Well,
you know, whether you fill out a form that says
by making
RDI.
these races nonpartisan, this is exactly why the lib progressives have gotten into places in our government and taken it over, like school boards, like library boards, and so on. They love the term nonpartisan because it hides who they are, and
Right, it allows them to hide their identities.
right,
So
totally.
because a lot of times, some of these people, you know, once they told the truth, nobody's going to vote for them.
Right.
Well, it goes back to what you just. It goes back to what you just said, Greg. Is you said they're voting for. They want to know that they're voting on behalf of the constituents. They're voting for what their constituency wants.
Right.
The vast majority of I know this is a shock to everybody out there, and you guys can comment, but vast majority of politicians out there do not give two shits about their constituency.
Nope.
They will say whatever they need to say to get into power.
You bet.
Because that $150,000 salary or $170,000 salary or whatever it is nothing to the millions and millions of dollars that they will make by being a string puller and pushing bills through and doing all this. It is a power
Absolutely.
play. That is the vast majority. That's why we have about 20, 25 people in our nation's capital that are actually true to their own virtues, whether we like some of their stances or not. There's about 25 of them, by my guesstimation, that are actually for their constituencies in their states. And I think that the numbers are relatively about the same when you go back to each individual state house, that you've got a small percentage of people that actually care what their constituency thinks, and when they ran, they listened to their people and they wanted to hear what their input was, and the rest of them say what they need to say so they can stay in power. Because you know what? If you serve 1-2 year term as a representative,
Yes,
you got lifetime benefits.
that's right.
You got
You
the
have
best-
a pension.
You got the pension, you got
Yeah.
the best health care, and you might move into the private sector on a bill for a company that you passed their measure for. So now you've got a golden parachute working for.
Totally.
I voted for your defense bill, and now I make millions of dollars working for Raytheon.
Right.
You know, it's like
Exactly.
you know, it's why is a general certain? It's no slight on the military, but there are generals we know in upper generals that are not the best people. Our rank and file guys are awesome, but there have been generals that come in there and they do their 20 years and they get their pension, and then they go work in the private sector. And you know why? You know how they get those jobs in the private sector? They did a really good job for those contractors when they wanted approvals or when they needed something pushed through. Oh, you should buy our weaponry, not their weaponry. Okay, I'll buy your weaponry and make sure I got a job when I get out of here. And they go from a low-paying salary in the military to millions of dollars.
Oh, totally.
So there's corruption all the way around in that stuff, and I think that's the more transparency we push for, and this is just one example of it.
No.
The more we can get back to actual representation, because if you don't if I don't know your affiliation with whatever, you know, you can have your political thing, whatever you want, but if I don't know your affiliation with it and you act like didn't we just have somebody recently that did that? I don't want to go down that road, but
Well, I'm beginning to twitch now.
I think the sound went out, Jeremy.
yeah,
Full disclaimer, nobody's going to comment on that.
That's
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, right? It's no one's trying to make school boards or frankly anything more political than they already are. But let's just be real about the situation.
It was
And-
nonpartisan when you guys all ran this last time, and yet there were people that came. You know, they're like, "Oh, these guys are this, and these guys." There was all sorts of mudslinging. So what's the
Oh,
point?
totally.
Yep.
And if you ever go past the MEA headquarters in Lansing during an election year, take a look at their lawn. It is peppered with campaign signs.
Right.
Go ahead and try to find a Republican
You're not going
on their lawn.
Correct. Yeah.
You know?
So-
but it's nonpartisan. You
Right.
know?
So, Greg,
what
this
a,
bill
what a crock.
is geared towards allowing the candidate themselves to be able to declare.
They must declare.
Oh, they must declare.
Yes.
So up until this point, you're not allowed to declare.
Correct. You have
Officially.
to, when you fill out the form,
You're not allowed to.
You have to say no party affiliation.
Okay.
Because it's considered
So this is
nonpartisan.
a- this is a-
Which means it's going to be on the back of the
Right.
ballot. And
Right.
again, you know, one of the things that people expressed to me was, oh, well, you know, I'm good. I'm voting straight party ticket. It's like, well, time out. Your straight party ticket doesn't
Yeah.
cover the back of the ballot, right? Because
I think Larry said it last week when he said we ought to take all of the back of the ballot stuff and put it on the front of the ballot.
vote it in reverse order.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's an option, but at the end of the day, what I think will still happen is people don't know. They see Glenn Gogoleski, Greg Keller, Larry Parsons, you know, and they don't know.
Is Larry running for something?
Well, they'll never see Larry Parsons.
Yeah,
But
let's hope it's not Larry, but as an example,
Oh, he's
right?
in the delegate pool.
There you go. But at the end of the day, again,
And I am speaking as a delegate.
people don't know who they're voting for
Right.
because as hard as Glenn or myself or any other candidates try, it's a school board election which, you know, you might get 5% of the people that actually do some research or
Yeah.
Right.
check into it.
Well, and they do, don't they? I mean,
Some do.
I mean, I'm saying the conservative, the Republicans. Look at.
But I can tell you,
Did
what,
we not get Trump in Michigan? Did he not take Michigan? Trump take Michigan?
yeah.
And yet
Yeah.
Slotkin won the Senate seat. So I think
But that's because how many people only were smart enough to know
vote for
that
Trump?
to vote for Trump.
that there's a factor
I-
there. I
I-
get that. But I knew a ton of people that told me straight up, I'm voting for Trump. And
And
then when I
that's
get
it?
to the rest of the ballot, I'm not voting for Rogers against Slotkin. I had multiple people, and you know I get
Yeah.
a little bit of input from
Right.
our
well,
community.
and at the last election, there were a lot of people saying, don't vote straight party ticket, there's issues.
100%.
But at the end of the day, the point is people still think that by doing that, they're voting for the Republican candidates all the way down the ticket. And it's like, no, you're not getting library board, you're not getting school board.
Correct.
No.
And so what we saw
Or
when,
judges.
you know, when I tied and ended up going through the whole recount ordeal, and I mean, as Glenn can attest to as well, I would say that probably 40% or more of ballots had nothing filled out on the back.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Just because people,
Right.
Absolutely.
I don't know if they didn't take the time because
isn't
it's
it a-
nonpartisan, or if it comes down to they just don't know and they'd rather vote for nobody than
So
the wrong
would you
vote.
be? So if it now becomes partisan declaration or requirement, are you in the bill? Does it say anything about being part of the straight ticket dynamic then? Because you could have multiple Republicans if you have.
Well, no. So I think it's not spelled out in this bill.
Okay.
Well, what I think would happen is there's going to be a primary, and so then the candidates coming out of the
okay.
primary would be
Right.
Okay.
the ones that you would see on the ticket. Which, in my mind, if there's a downside, it's maybe that because school board elections are, let's face it, if you get a couple $1,000s to donate to your campaign,
Right.
you know, you're
You're
doing
doing good,
okay, right?
yeah.
And now
Right.
you've got 2 elections. So that's the one, I'll say, argument against that I can give some credence to. But everything else is, you know, people being Pollyannish in the fact that they think that, you know, people don't have views that they're going to
Well, see
take to the board.
Right. And you hit the nail on the head when you said a lot of people look at it and they see the names. They don't know who's a Democrat. They don't know who's a Republican.
No,
It's a
they
nonpartisan
don't.
race. It's one of the reasons why, you know, like even me, I never used to vote for judges. If I didn't know,
Right.
if I looked at a judge's name and I thought it was a Democrat, I don't
No
vote
way.
for him.
Right.
You know,
What was really interesting in your recount, when we were going through the ballots and those ballots were being counted, you could tell that people had no clue who they were voting for. Like, I can't believe how many ballots I came across that maybe voted for you or voted for me, then voted for somebody at the other end of the spectrum, and maybe
Or
somebody...
people that even said, I'm not even actively running anymore, but they still were on the
Yeah.
ballot.
Right. That's the
and
cluelessness
just like,
of people.
whoa. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to chastise voters. You know, it's up to
Well,
them
no,
to
but-
decide. But at the end of the day, I think as a state, we want to have
Well,
the most
I'll tell you this.
information for the available as we can.
100%. And knowing where you stand, I mean, if I were to declare for a school board seat that I was a Republican, I mean, even if you were a rhino Republican, just the fact that you declared as a Republican, and you can't, if you declared as a Republican and you weren't truly Republican, you'd get called out immediately. So if you're declaring as a Republican, you at least have Republican leanings, and you're running for school board.
Right.
Therefore, it's much harder to be a Trojan horse at that point, in my opinion, because you're declaring right up front. You're at least in there. And I'll take a rhino Republican on a school board over a straight up Democrat liar, liberal liar on there all day long.
One thing I'll say though, if when it comes to the primaries, I think people that go and vote in those do a lot more due diligence all the way up
100%.
and down the ticket.
Yeah.
And so I do think that we would sort of weed that out more so than in a November election.
I agree. I think what's amazing to me, or not amazing, when I say amazing, sometimes I'm like, it's that idea of I'm observing something and going, oh, wow. What's a better term for that? Whatever. This is the shit that goes on.
Glad you asked.
This is why the show is This Is My Brain, because
Yeah.
that's the minute I say a word, I go, why am I thinking of that word? Should I use another word? Would that be a better word? And I go, just make your point, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Never mind.
Never mind. You know what? I never changed the title from last week's title. Did you see that, Teddy? You're supposed to check that.
It's September 30th, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I never changed the header.
Come on. Show's over.
Show's
I can't
over.
Come on,
believe.
man. Let's go watch a Tigers game.
Yeah.
Yeah, how they doing?
Uh-oh.
Failure.
Is it still 4-0?
I'm surprised they made it past Cleveland.
Oh,
honestly.
5-1 now. Oh boy.
Ah.
Who got the one? Riley Reach. Riley right now reminds me of.
Ryrie Reed.
He reminds me of the Babe Ruth. It's like he's either gonna strike out or get a homer. Remember Babe Ruth? Like Babe Ruth is like the home run king, and he's all that and everything like that. And then you realize his strikeout
percentage was unbelievable.
Unbelievable, dude. And I watched Riley walk right up to the plate, first pitch, swings. It's just like, wait, take that first pitch, man. You got potentially 5 before you really have to pay attention.
Right. Exactly.
At least 2. You can take 2 strikes before you have to really dial
Just stand
it in.
there with the bat on your shoulder.
I'm not a baseball player, but I was a pinch runner in freshman high school. So anyway,
I'll catch up on chat. John Bovey says, people are dumb. We get it, which is why we need voting to be heavily restricted like the founders intended it to be.
well, restricted, and I understand what he's saying, is that in the
I
original,
agree.
In the original,
For restricted voting.
yes, in
I
the
really
original,
do.
it was landowners, male landowners. There were exceptions for if she was widowed, and there wasn't an old enough heir in the family, she could. There were provisions in certain states because it was run by the states that she could vote, but it was predominantly male landowners. I agree with that 100%.
Well, first of
Well,
all,
I'm not,
if you
I'm not
don't
advocating
pay
to
taxes,
restrict people's votes.
I am. Oh, he said what?
What?
I'll tell you what, if you do not pay taxes in this country, which
Yeah.
the percentage is what, 50 now?
It's
Or,
ridiculous.
or maybe even 51?
Right.
You do not get to vote for a candidate who's going to raise my taxes to give you more money.
Correct.
That is so
You mean Robin Hood?
blatantly, you
Have
know.
you seen all of these people that are doing TikTok videos about they're bitching about their Section 8 payments
Yes,
not coming
right.
through, or they're not getting
Exactly.
their welfare just got cut?
What is
because of
Section
Trump.
8?
Section 8
Section
is
8
when the
welfare.
government
That's
pays.
a new one for me.
Section 8 is when the government pays for your housing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, got it.
So she wasn't going to get her rent payment for her Section 8.
Yeah.
I got 6 kids. I'm not going to work. And yeah, I'm not going to get my payment now because of Trump. Fuck Trump. She's just going off, and I'm like,
totally.
you lazy ass bitch. So here's my point. I don't want to deprive any women of the right to expression, but the way the founding fathers understood it, and this is what I'm going to get to, what I've seen in the last 4 years specifically. When you had the husband, the male landowner, being the only vote coming out of that family,
Yeah.
the intent is to promote family dynamics. They didn't have TV and tablets and phones like we have today. When they came together for the family dinner, they talked. They had conversation. They bounced ideas. And even the youngest, when you think about this isn't the age when someone like a Ben Franklin at the age of 10 or 11 was pioneering businesses and working as an apprentice and doing all sorts of stuff. This wasn't like a bunch of our 10-year-olds today that are picking boogers and playing Minecraft, okay? These kids were involved in the farming. They were involved in the publishing businesses. They were involved in all sorts of dynamics at young ages because we didn't discount their capability and their potential. And so when you had the husband being the only one who could vote, the male landowner, then his wife, look at the letters from Abigail Washington, from what was John Adams' wife? You look at the founding fathers, Mrs. Adams.
I think Abigail. Abigail.
Yeah. Martha Washington.
Abigail. Yeah.
So when you look at their correspondence, and it's all in the Library of Congress, they're available. They've taken thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of their letters from the founding fathers' wives. Their wives were just Martha Washington's letters to George while he's in the midst of the Revolutionary War, and how she's advising him, and how she's coming in there. And I think the one series that they did a pretty good job on was called Spies. It was the spy network that Washington put together.
Yeah.
And she shows up in camp, and she's coming in there, and you think modern day, and she's coming in there, a little conjugal visit, stuff like. She comes in there to get in the back room, and she rips his ass. She's like, "Honey, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I think of this dynamic. That's where they wrote that. They weren't writing that to exclude women from voting. They wanted that woman to be the biggest advocate and counselor for her husband, who's paying attention while she's in her sewing circles and when she's doing all sorts of stuff around the farm and around the house. She wants him to be able to come and go, "I know you were in the field all day, honey, but I was talking with some of the other wives and they're seeing this. So when you go down to the tavern and talk with the men of the community and you're thinking about this thing or this thing or this thing that's going on in our society, here's some input."
Yeah.
And it fostered the family. It fostered the family because your wife, her voice, her outlet of her voice beyond that dinner table is through her husband. So she's gonna build her husband up, give him the best advice that she can in a perfect world. I'm not saying that all marriages were perfect, but I'm saying in that dynamic, she's gonna go, "I want to empower my husband to be a badass when he walks into that tavern or that church."
Yeah.
And then when he votes, he knows that his kids and his wife are standing 100%. It was meant to make the family such a foundation of our country, birthed in that freedom. And then you take and you go, okay, now the husband understands. He's representing the family. Now those men appoint or elect another man to go and represent them in the next step up, and then the next step up, and the next step. And you understood those dynamics, and it's so powerful. And I watch, since getting to know you guys and a lot of politics over the last 4 years, you're in an unpaid, unappreciated,
much abused,
vilified, much abused position, okay?
Yeah.
That you spend money to take and then get vilified if you go, "Hey, I'd like to take the money that we're legally given and donate that so that it could go into a little fund and maybe fund some of these other stuff. How dare you want to take that money?"
Oh, right. Because of the posturing. I remember that.
Yeah.
It was like, well, nobody has taken theirs. Like there was some virtue in that.
You're like, I'm still not trying to take
wanted to create.
Where's the money at?
I wanted to create a scholarship. And, you're taking money. And it's like $35.
Yeah, where did the money go before that? It went into some little fund. It probably got invested in something. It was probably earning interest. And the fact that you wanted to touch it and put it towards a scholarship meant that it wasn't somehow generating more money for somebody later. So anyways, that's my point, is getting into this is you guys, to make this less partisan, to make this more partisan and transparent, less.
But by more partisan, I only mean
declaration.
When you vote, right? It doesn't mean
Right.
you serve any differently.
No.
And the bill doesn't address
Correct.
voting in any way.
Right.
It doesn't restrict anybody from
No,
voting, and
100%.
I'm not advocating for it.
Strictly identifying our political philosophy. That's it.
Right.
We're not bringing in, Republican policies or anything like that. No. I tend to vote this way, and I can call myself a Republican. Doesn't mean that I'm a firm believer in everything Republican.
The whole
right.
platform.
But I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
my ideology is far more to the right than it is to the left. And that's the only thing that we're trying to get across to people, to identify that.
But, and if you think about the restriction of voting, it doesn't necessarily happen intentionally, but it is a consequence of what we see today. Because, again, people aren't voting. And so that has...
Right.
It's kind of like school board elections being held in May. What happens is there's a very motivated group of individuals, like, unions and such.
Correct.
Who, they get out the vote. Everybody else doesn't show up. So now they're having an outsized influence on the vote.
Yeah.
And so I think, again, this will help with
And
that issue.
that's one of the reasons I point that. I mean, I agree with Glenn, of course, but that's the only reason I push back a little bit on the voting dynamic, Greg. And I think you see my point. And again, it goes back to the quote we had 2 weeks ago or something like that, where that
the Constitution was meant for moral and religious people.
Yeah, and it doesn't work for an amoral society. So if the society's not a Christian moral society, it doesn't work for them. And so that comes back to that dynamic. But that's exactly what I'm saying. You're talking about the union people all motivated to show up, and this other groups all showed up. And I go, what's the most powerful group that we could have that our founding fathers saw was the landowner. They came directly out of feudal systems. When I watched The Spies, that was a really good one. But the other one, because it was a Showtime show, but the hell was it? It was the one where the chick goes back in time, and ends up hooking up with the. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You're talking about Outlander?
Outlander,
yes.
So one of the dynamics.
One of my wife's favorites.
Stones.
Yeah. So one of the dynamics in Outlander that was a historical fact was how when they were fighting the Revolutionary Wars and some of the other stuff, the soldiers on the invading sides, right? Specifically the British and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were being part of their commission was being allocated lands and told, you get this land, you get this land, you get that land. Think of The Patriot with Mel Gibson, The Patriot, right?
Yeah.
What is the one bad guy that goes in and burns churches and murders all the people, right?
Yeah.
He's told, he's like, if I'm going to go in and do this, he says, I want something in return. He's like, all right, well, let's look at the map.
I'll give you
All right, we'll give you
100
these
acres.
we'll give you these acreage over here. We'll do this stuff. So I look at it and go, we've got to motivate the landowners, and I think I think we're seeing it, right? Teddy and I were talking a little bit before the show about the data center. Who's showing up at these meetings to where they had to move it to the high school to do the meeting because it's not going to work in the little township office? The landowners who are going to be affected by this, the people who actually own property. The people in the apartments, the people in the trailer parks,
They don't.
The people, they don't give a fuck about
It
this
sounds
stuff.
like a great idea.
Yeah, they're like, hey, but the people who actually own the land, who are thinking about their well running dry, who are thinking about their energy costs skyrocketing from this, they're the ones who are showing up. And I think we're getting back to that. And this bill that well, it was Jason Wolford.
Jason Wolford, he wrote it.
And then you came and testified.
Yep. And
This bill is another step in that direction of saying we need to get back to transparency on all these levels, and we don't need another union that has a group of people that are blindly, for the love of money, ascribing to their paychecks. We need actual thinking people who have a vested interest, who have some skin in the game, if you will.
That brings me back to the voting restrictions. If you don't have a certain level of skin in the game in terms of taxes, I'm sorry, sit down, shut up, and let the adults do the voting.
100%.
I that's what I meant by restrictive voting.
Correct. That's the only thing. Because I always point out when I say that it was male landowners, and I always point out that if a wife was widowed, with minor children, the states were. You can look at this historically. They were like, no, you've inherited your husband's property. It wasn't about taking away women's rights. It was about the skin in the game. And they didn't look at it as the skin in the game was everybody in the household as far as individually. They looked at the skin in the game as that household represents that one vote. That's why they came up with the Electoral College, because people look at the Electoral College and they go, well, how can it be just these small amounts that elect the president? I go, you don't understand the dynamics they were going for. They were trying to create unity everywhere they could, a unity and a cohesion. Listen, you may disagree, but you guys got to come together, because the collective group of you, whether it's a family or a county or whatever it is, only has one vote coming out of here. So get together and figure your shit out. And make your vote count. Oh, you only got this? All right, make sure your electors get together and figure your shit out, because all you've got collectively is one vote. So get over yourself, come together, coalesce, and get your one vote out where you think it'll do the best for the country.
Here's the problem, though, in that system. I'm not saying that
it's a problem.
The problem is the fact that way back when you had families that ate together, worked on the farm, there was cohesion. There were people talking all the time. Try to find a family that talks about politics at the dinner table, if they even eat at a dinner table anymore.
Definitely not at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
We make it a huge event here, but I agree with that. So,
what time should I be here?
dude, the Lions game's always on at 1. We usually eat around 3.
Show up on the 8th day of the week, Larry. You're always
always welcome. No, but that's it all comes back to those dynamics. As they were trying their best. What
right.
did Franklin came out and said a representative Republican, representative republic, if you can keep it. They understood that it was precarious. They understood, again, a sentiment from John Adams is, listen, man, this thing only works for a moral society. Once you become amoral, this doesn't work. And so it comes back to having men of integrity who know when they step up to vote, they're representing their wives and their children are going to inherit they're going to be the next generation that step up and own land and vote. And so they felt that depth of responsibility. The absolute vast majority of people today do not feel a responsibility. They feel a slight obligation walking into a voting booth. They don't feel a responsibility when they walk into that voting booth.
Absolutely
and that's a
true.
huge thing.
Well, I think the problem, the entire system is basically where we have the masses of people that only vote because, again, obligated, or they usually just want to vote because one side or the other promises them, oh, I'm going to give you free scraps. Take scraps, take scraps,
Right.
take scraps.
Yeah.
And then while the actual power and politicians are being bought up by foreign and corporate interests. We are
100%.
living into, we're in a system where it is a managed decline, where people, again, scraps. You get this, you get this, you get this. While our debt's going up, people can't afford housing or food or anything like that. And all of the power, all of the legislation, anything meaningful, it only benefits international corporate capitalism or foreign entities.
You mean corporatism, not really capitalism.
Corporatism is a different system.
That's why when Teddy and I talk, I always
Because actual capitalism.
It's crony capitalism.
That's the word.
Crony
I always push
capitalism,
back.
yes.
Because true
Or corporatism,
capitalism, I love that. So I have a few things that I disagree with Lincoln, but overall he said some phenomenal stuff. One of the things he talked about, he says, it will be impossible for this country at this point, if it stays the way it is, to ever be overthrown, because 75% of the people in this country own their own business. And the other 25% are working for them to store up enough money, capital, if we want to call it that, put in that, but he store up enough money to start their own business or start their own farm or start their own thing. I mean, look at the Western expansion. That was all about, hey, we're opening up this whole land that we took from the Indians, usually conquered.
Native Americans.
I'm sorry. You're correct, sir.
Casino owners. Yeah.
See, Now I want you to go back to the school board and say that you can
I
correct the host.
Yeah, I just need to hear you say it. That's all.
So the Indians were taken. The lands was no. So but Native Americans. They opened up the whole Western expansion and said, "We're opening up these territories. If you get there first and you literally stake your claim, and you work it for 5 years, you own it."
Yes. Going back to that time, though, the first major, I guess you could say, prostitution of political power came about when the government granted land to railroads, and they said, for every mile of railroad that you build, we're going to give you 60 acres on either side.
Yes.
That's when things
100%.
started going to hell.
And you had the company store where
Yes,
you could work for them forever
absolutely.
and never make any money.
Right.
Granted, and that goes back to guys like Rockefellers and stuff like that. Who was it? Was it Rockefeller or Morgan or one of them that said competition is what do you say? Competition is evil, or competition is... Somebody's in chat, tell me what it is. When he says...
Tim will probably...
Competition is a sin. Competition is a sin. Tell me who that was in the chat, guys. Competition is a sin, or Teddy can look it up. But that you're exactly right. There's always going to be problems in that.
No.
Because the lowest common denominator...
Rockefeller said that.
Rockefeller, okay. So, thank you, Teddy. The lowest common denominator, or we could all be reduced to our lowest level of enslavement, of oppression. I think it was Jefferson that said, the only chains on you are the chains you accept, or something along that lines of the amount of tyranny that you will accept or the amount of tyranny that you will have is the amount of tyranny you will endure. Like, stop enduring, or stop dealing, accepting that tyranny, and you won't have it.
Right.
Well, again, as I think I said this before, but liberal democracy is the great pacifier, because as long as people think they have their own power in voting, then their rights and their ability to have a proper liberty or freedom will slowly be managed away by the managerial state and its proxies of the managerial class. We are seeing this right now in the UK, where they've been talking about digital ID. Digital ID is coming, and then you think that's not going to be going to be probably us in a decade.
But that's my point on this, is that our form of government birthed out of just a yearning for freedom, breaking from the church, breaking from the feudal system, breaking from lordship, going back to the Magna Carta and all the struggles through that, and actual, just small landowners saying, this is not right, this is not godly, this is not a good thing. It is the hardest thing to maintain a society of freedom, because at some point you have to appoint a sheriff, or you have to elect a sheriff to take care of the people that abuse that freedom, that don't want to adhere to honoring and loving their neighbors themselves. At a certain point, you're going to have to elect some representatives to go in and discuss how the different, overall things are going to operate. And so then you go down this slippery slope, as you said, Teddy, and you go down this road of having to implement this, and then, we're going to have something over this. And it's always the struggle to get back to it, to where, what Thomas Paine said, that, government is well, I love the one from Washington, as he said, it was, government is like fire. It is a fearful, it is a unruly servant, or something like that, and a fearful master. Mm-hmm. The government is like fire.
Right.
I'm quoting it wrong, but Thomas Paine talked about it. He said, if men could conduct themselves as angels, then there would be no need for government. But because they can't, we need to institute the least amount of government to protect the greatest amount of liberties and freedoms. And I look at the Israelites, they were fine under Moses, and Moses even had to be corrected. Appoint 70 elders to be judges, because you can't judge everything. You're literally sitting there as a magistrate trying to judge everything, and just these little disputes, and it gets to be, ticky-tacky bullshit. But they were at least in a very, we think of that today, and I go, no, put yourself in the mind frame. There was a very independent society, so when they did have disputes, it was a dispute. They weren't just showing up and saying you spilled coffee on me or some stupid
Right.
shit. So, but it's always this difficulty of getting back to the greatest amount of freedoms for the least amount of government, and it's the hardest thing. We can always gravitate to our lowest level of enslavement, of oppression, of despotism. But it is our biggest struggle to rise up and be in that place of liberty. That's why, Paul wrote about it and he said, it is for freedom's sake that Christ has set us free. Christ didn't set us free so that we could act arrogant or act overly humble. He literally just said, I'm going to set you free. And how you respond to that is on you.
Yeah.
And your reward will be judged accordingly, based on your response to the freedom. But I'm going to set you free regardless. And that's what our founding fathers looked at. And they're like, we're going to create the best system that we can to enshrine the greatest amount of freedom for each and every person to the best of our ability with what we have, what we've just come out of, and what we think we could anticipate in the future. And we're going to try to do the best. And they walk out of the Continental Congress and he goes, a representative republic if you can keep it. They knew it was precarious. They knew that the Civil War was on the forefront when they wrote the new Constitution.
There would be one that happened.
100%.
Yes.
They wanted to abolish
Absolutely.
slavery day one, and they knew they couldn't get it done. So they put provisions in there. They made sure there were things. That's the dynamics we're dealing with is we're trying to navigate and operate in systems that are constantly and consistently, as Teddy said, trying to take away. I mean, it's the number one thing that I go back to. In Genesis, the Lord said, I give man dominion over the birds of the air, fish of the sea, the flocks and herds, over the ground, to take dominion, to rule. Nowhere in there does it says I give you dominion over somebody else. So that's the perversion that is constantly happening in our world, is instead of taking dominion over themselves and their kingdom, I got 3.5 acres here. When I walk my property, and it's still in my mother-in-law's name, but I look at the man cave that I work on because it's mine. And I take dominion over it, and I walk it, and I thank the Lord every day, and I look around and I go, thank you, Lord, this is mine, and I'm blessed, and people come here and enjoy it with me, and I go, that's my fulfillment in this. And then
It's great when you get to throw popcorn all over the floor.
And not vacuum the floor afterwards. That's great. But those are the dynamics I look at, and I go, if we focused on ourselves and taking care of ourselves, right? But the perversion, the demonic perversion, is always to try and lord it over somebody else, to dictate to somebody else. And you guys have experienced it huge on the school board, where it could be the most in-your-face demonic perversion, and you look at them and go, why are you even voting for this or pushing this agenda? This is, on its face, is so asinine and so ridiculous. Why would you even push it? And my answer to you, they won't have this answer, but my answer to you is, it's just because they're perverted in their soul, and that perversion pushes back against the freedom and liberty and potential for those kids that you're working on.
No, I can't disagree with you on that. I just got into an argument with somebody online over the term rights. Somebody was telling me, everyone has a right to health care. No, they don't. They don't understand what the term right means.
Correct.
They have the right to pursue health care.
Correct.
They do not have the right to expect somebody to work to give it to them.
Correct.
And this concept, which is so simple, is so hard for people to understand. You do not have the right to clean air. You do not have the right to clean water. You do not have the right for a living wage or health care. You have the right to pursue those.
Right.
And don't confuse rights with inalienable rights, which are God-given, creator-given.
Yeah.
And people just don't get that. They don't fathom what that means. They just
because see what they're confusing is the word right with entitlement.
Oh yeah, right. No, absolutely. Yeah.
They've confused the word right with entitlement. All right, you don't have a right to force me to pay for a program, in this case Obamacare, which I didn't support, I didn't vote for. No Republican anywhere supported any part of Obamacare. Period.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't support it when it was being debated. They didn't support it when it was being voted on. This is something that the Democrats rammed up our asses.
100%.
You know,
Not just the Democrats. Remember, it was written by the insurance companies who then came out and vilified it.
Right.
And then stood back and acted like they had no part in it.
Yeah.
Because they were making
Our problem
billions.
is that in terms of the entitlement and welfare and all that system, is that when we had it, Great Depression, 60s, we were producing stuff. Do we produce anything now, really? No.
No.
We are a service.
Well, we do. We produce a nation of crybabies and snowflakes.
But do we produce?
He got you on that one, Ted. He got you.
Yeah.
Crybabies and
snowflakes.
Snowflakes.
But does that actually mean any economic growth or development besides speculation and usury and other GDP growing nonsense?
Right.
No. But we expect more of the same of the last few decades of entitlements and welfare when we were a proper great power producing things with a proper economy.
Now, Teddy.
But
go ahead.
What the problem is that these people, and they knowingly say this, is that they try and push the human rights complex, industrial complex, in that, where, oh, this artificial entitlement program is a human right. No, it is not.
No.
You are entitled to, again, pursue it, but just because we had this thing, a decades-old program, does not mean it's an inalienable human right.
Right.
No, it is not. You are privileged enough to have that as an option, but nowadays, with how things are heading as a society and a country, we cannot really afford to not produce anything and still hand out everything. I mean, look
Right.
at France. They are in extreme debt. They are politically unstable. They are being flooded with economic migrants, so the GDP can go up in favor of international global capitalism system.
But on the other hand, those who live in the countryside have a 28-hour work week and drink a lot of wine. As their country implodes from the Muslim expansionism.
The only argument I have with yours is the fact that you keep using the word capitalism. And I think it's the wrong word. I really do. Because true capitalism does not have any tenet of
it just simply
providing.
means that you can go out
It's
and
a simple exchange of goods
right.
between two parties or more
Yeah.
that are, in their mind, equitable.
Right.
And that's
Other-
it.
I want
than that,
to
you're-
push back. I didn't say there's a free market. I didn't say anything about
Okay.
free market. What I've been saying, and I've used the words global or international.
Okay.
That is my.
No, I get that.
That's what I want to point out, because the international form is, again, usury, speculation,
100%.
exploitation, and robbing the country and people blind,
Yeah.
while giving them scraps and promising more scraps and making the system even more untenable until.
So the only thing I agree. The only thing I'm going to push back on you is that during this time, we have produced a few things. There are people making some really good money off of pussy hats and anti-Walmart T-shirts while they sit in front of Walmart. So if Walmart didn't exist, their anti-Walmart shirts wouldn't sell to the people walking in who are buying their shirts. So I'm just going to push back.
I mean,
there's still a little bit something being produced.
I mean, this man cave here produces a lot of alt Rumble accounts, or the show at least.
A lot of alt Rumble accounts. You're saying people with multiple accounts?
I'm
like
saying
the
that there are a
10-minute
couple people that have more than one Rumble account on this chat. I won't say who, but
Is that speculation or you have evidence?
What
of
did
this?
Tim have to say in there? The last one.
and Tim says, and this is why I believe cats were introduced by aliens after the fall. Man has no dominions over cats, right, JB? think he means.
John Bovey. Look, Bovey responded with the cat emoji.
Yeah.
They're all in cahoots over here in the chat.
Is John Bovey a cat person?
I don't know.
I wonder.
I almost became a cat person over the last month.
Yeah, because we had that mouse running underneath our table
Dude.
that one show.
Yeah, I heard Cat Dude moved to Brighton.
Do you guys remember the cartoon I brought up before? Well, I brought up with Larry on the show. Maybe the rest of you are novice, but remember Cat Dog? The old cartoon Cat Dog?
Mm-hmm.
It was the cat and the dog who were sewed together, right? And I go, cat dog, alone in the world, little cat dog. How do you take a shit when you're a cat dog and you're joined at the midsection? I don't know, but I always think when he brings up cat dude, I just think cat dog, and I'm like, that was the weirdest commercial. That was the weirdest cartoon.
You are the king of
did.
obscure pop culture reference. You are.
I want to meet one day. I want to meet Dennis Miller, and him and I just go at it.
Yeah.
Every time I'm here, Jeremy asks me if I've seen like this movie or that movie, and I always tell him I'm not a movie person. Even if everyone's seen this movie in like the 80s or something, I probably haven't seen it.
Which is why I go, have you been living under a rock? You're 22. You should be caught up to my 53 years of entertainment influence.
We need to have an intervention, like a movie night with him.
Well, we got
and show him some of the finer cinematic masterpieces.
We got something like that kind of in the planning stage.
What would
Won't
be
say
your first
anything
one?
else, but we got something planned.
Like, what's the top of the
Yeah,
list?
what would be your top of the list?
Ooh, for cinema?
For to educate young Teddy.
Oh, I would go with some of the
Or did you ask
stellar
favorites?
No, it's for
stellar
education
classics. I would go with Animal House, Dr. Strangelove. I would go with obviously Caddyshack. There's so many in there.
I've not seen Dr.
Cinderella story.
So many.
I actually watch a lot of movies. I'm like a movie expert, okay?
Who's in Dr. Strangelove? I've not seen
Oh,
that one.
Dude.
Oh,
George C. Scott.
I'll give
Peter
you the
Sellers.
CD. Peter
The
Sellers
CD.
stars in 3 roles.
I'm not going to listen to it, Glenn. I want to watch it.
And Sterling Hayden
DVD.
plays Colonel Jack Ripper, who won an Academy Award for his performance. And that guy did the best job of
How about
Mandrake.
Yeah. How about Wilson Pickett at the end?
Oh,
Fucking missile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Slim Pickens.
Slim
Pickens on the H-bomb, writing it down.
Dude, so
Oh.
you guys,
All right, go ahead.
It is.
Strangelove,
You.
Caddyshack.
We need an intervention
All right,
for Greg
I
here.
know.
I-
So
I've
you got
seen
your-
2 of the
You
3.
got your 5. Give me your last 2 on your 5.
Oh, geez.
You said
Caddyshack
you
for
said-
sure.
you started
Animal
with-
House, Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah.
I've seen Animal House. That's a great
Hey,
one.
what am I?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Animal House, dude.
Yeah.
John Belushi comes
I've-
in and packs his mouth full of potatoes,
right.
and he looks around and goes, "What am I?" They're like, "What? A zit." Fur fight.
My favorite
Larry will do that on the
exchange
next
of all
show.
time
Yeah.
is in Caddyshack, where Chevy Chase is talking to Ted Knight, and he's like, "Oh, I'm no slouch, you know." "Oh, don't sell yourself short, Judge. You're a tremendous slouch." That, to me, that is comedy. That is the epitome of comedy.
Gold.
The last
That
movie I saw, the recent movie I saw, was Falling Down. That's a
Oh,
my God.
that's good.
Oh, welcome to a
Falling
new
Down
world,
is
dude.
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's a good movie.
See?
My favorite part is like, yeah, now you're gonna die with that stupid little hat on.
Dude,
I thought you were going to say like
The golfers.
Spaceballs or something.
Oh, Spaceballs.
they're coming out with
is a
2.
good one.
Did you know they're
Yes.
coming out with a sequel?
Spaceballs.
800
I'm
years
half man, half dog.
There's a
I'm my own
Naked
best
Gun
friend.
Coming out? Isn't that one coming out?
I'm a mug.
A remake
I'm
of
half
that?
dog.
It just came out with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
The Naked Gun was just
And
re-released.
Pam
with-
Yeah.
Anderson or something?
Yeah.
Yes, that. I
If
saw that.
Jeremy was half man, half dog, he'd never come out of the bedroom.
But if you liked Falling
No,
Down,
but that's 2, Larry.
Jack Nicholson in 5 Easy Pieces.
Why is that, Larry?
Nicholson?
Yes, in 5 Easy
What's he
Pieces, and there's
talking
a
to?
scene where he's in a diner trying to order
gonna mute
what
those
he
guys.
wants, and the waitress is giving him grief, saying, "No, you have to, there's no substitutions." Well, then, take the eggs off and give me the toast, and it's like the best scene ever.
Is that 5 Easy Pieces?
Yes.
I didn't.
Yes,
not
that.
seen
with
that
Jack
Because
Nicholson.
he does a similar thing in As Good as It Gets.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Where he's
yeah.
sitting
that's
there
like-
and he's like, he's walking up to his
haven't seen that
table
one.
and they're like, he wants his seat and he's like, there are plenty of other seats. He's like, I like these
There's
seats.
like-
He goes, I got Jews at my table. But then he walks up and the one chick, she's like, what's with the plastic silverware? He goes, I look at the wait staff and I make a judgment call. She's like, you want to use our own silverware? He's like, no.
I watch a lot of Scorsese stuff. And
Okay.
I watch like a lot of
Oh,
historical
yeah.
stuff. So, like, probably my favorite historical movie is Amadeus with
Oh my
Mozart.
God.
And
That's a good one.
Oh,
you got Mozart. He's like has that like.
oh my. Yeah,
And
Mozart.
people don't realize that those
and that's all
guys were
true.
the rock stars of their time.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And you know that
Drunk and high and whatever. They were
the actor who played Mozart, the original,
Tim Holtz.
the original actor had to leave 2 days or 3 days before production, before shooting began,
Oh really?
and he came in with 3 days, dude.
Wow.
I
jumped in
he
there.
was good, but the other Salieri actor, I forget his
Oh,
name. He was brilliant.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
won the Oscar. He got the
Yeah,
Oscar.
he got the
Murray
Oscar,
Abraham.
but-
Yeah.
F. Murray Abraham.
Yes.
Which is hilarious.
I absolve you.
Yeah.
Mediocrities.
Yes.
I
He
absolve
goes,
you.
Is there not a single work of mine that you know? He goes, how about this one? Dun, 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 dun. He goes, oh yes, I do know that. That's lovely. Oh, I didn't know you wrote that. He goes, I didn't. That was Mozart.
That was Mozart.
He goes,
On the floor.
The man you claim to kill? Yes. Dude, that movie,
Oh.
I represent all mediocrities.
I'm
I am their champion. I am their patron saint.
that little thing crawling on the floor. That disgusting little
Oh
creature.
my gosh.
That was Mozart.
That was Mozart.
We need a This Is My
Oh my
Brain
God.
film fest.
Dude,
That's what we need. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, that would be a lot
oh
of
my
fun.
gosh. And then
That
we
would
can
be
give a
fun.
brief explanation of the film before we show it and let everyone know.
Uh,
Pay attention to this part.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you could play
That would
Forrest
be
Gump.
I've been trying to
Wasn't
launch.
that a show though on like Comedy Central where they used to have like
Oh,
a voiceover?
Mystery Science
Mystery
3000.
Science Theater 3000.
Dude,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
great.
They'd be talking over
Oh,
it,
hell
and
yeah, dude.
doing voiceovers and
Yeah, I love it. So I've been trying to launch for probably 10 years. I call it the Trooper Review. We would all be in Stormtrooper costumes out on a remote outpost. So no whatever movie we are watching, it's like we just got it and we've never seen it, so it's brand new to us. So it's like we could review a movie from 70 years ago and we're reviewing it like nobody's ever seen it before. It's just and the whole caveat to the Trooper Review is in this woke era is we'll go, I really like this movie, we're going to get into a review of it, but not a lot of trooper representation in it. We feel like maybe there could have been a couple troopers here or there just to be diversified and show that, you know.
I like the old Scorsese stuff too, like Casino. It's probably my favorite one. Joe Pesci's great in that one.
Oh,
I did for years. I apologize to the audience. I'm going to do it right now.
uh-oh.
But I did for years walking into the locker room when they knew I could do voice impressions. They love me doing Joe Pesci. And there's two Joe Pesci's that are my favorites. One from JFK and the other from Casino. And they would go. I have buddies. I'd walk in.
Oh, that's
and we'd be
funny.
there, and they go, do your Pesci. Do your Pesci. And I go,
Yeah, do your Pesci.
listen, you Jew motherfucker. You only exist out here because of me. You fuck. I'll take you fucking out. I'll beat your fucking head in. You understand me? You only exist out here because of me. You fuck.
I like
we got to make some crank phone calls right now. we do.
Glenn, I think we
gotta-
probably have another disclaimer to make.
Hey, go watch the movie. Teddy, can you testify?
Oh.
That was almost verbatim.
That was pretty good, yeah.
All right.
my.
I like the one where he's like, "You made me put your head in a vice for Mickey fucking Fowler."
You guys do a good impression, I'll say.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's spot on.
Larry loves Journey. You guys heard him during,
Yeah, I
during
heard
dinner.
that.
He's over there playing
Yes.
keyboards for Journey, and I'm trying to sing along. My Joe Pesci
You gonna
impression.
do Journey Joe Pesci or what?
That's how I bring my voice
forever
up.
young?
That's how I bring my voice up to sing Journey without stressing my voice out.
You know Joe Pesci made music, right?
Oh,
He had a rap song, and then he has like 2 like jazz albums.
Dude, he was in
A rap song.
Yeah, Joe Pesci
With
has
all those F-bombs?
Joe
No
Pesci
way.
made a rap single in like the 90s.
Before he made it big in as an
That'd be
actor.
some funny stuff.
Joe Pesci, bitches, yeah.
Dude, before
okay.
he made it big as an
Sure.
actor, he was in a number of those like Frankie Valli type groups, like the four singers. He was in those groups. But when I think of Journey
funny.
or a couple other higher end vocals, I do the Joe Pesci. When the lights go down in the city, and you know how it comes out on the speaker system there like that with the band? They go, oh my God, sounds like
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
Steve
I was
Perry.
trying to say Joe Perry. I'm like, sorry, Steve Perry. I'm like,
As long as you
like,
don't sound like Katy Perry, you'll be okay.
Right.
And I'm like, you guys don't know that I'm channeling my inner Joe Pesci to sing that song in the right key and the right notes.
Yeah.
But it's literally learning those voices. You go,
I
got to bring this all the way up into my. Oh, I got to sing up here. No, the other one is like, so Miss Vito, in your expert opinion, is the defense correct? No, the defense is wrong.
Yeah, that's what she does too. With it,
She
they're
got an
wrong.
Oscar for that shit, dude.
Yeah.
The defense is wrong.
Yes.
She was awesome.
Yes, she should have got an Oscar just for that bodysuit she wore.
Dude, she
Who are you talking about?
Huh?
Who are you talking about?
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in that movie.
I thought you
In
were
her
still
prime.
talking about
Yeah.
Joe Pesci. I'm like,
Yeah,
wait a
in
minute.
that.
My cousin Vinny, dude.
Yeah.
My cousin Vinny flies under the radar, and
Yeah.
yet it was one of the biggest movies that year.
That was an awesome movie. It's
And
one of my
it won
favorites.
the Oscar. She won the Oscar for best supporting actress.
Yeah.
Was it best supporting actress or lead actress?
No, best
Supporting.
supporting actress.
Supporting, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was some good stars in there. You know, the judge.
That was his last
Oh,
performance.
Fred
that
Gwynn.
was. He died right after that performance.
Herman Munster. Fred
Yeah.
Gwynn. Yeah.
Fred Gwynn.
Fred Gwynn, he
Yep.
did.
Yep.
What's a ute?
Are you mocking me with that suit?
No, Your Honor, this is the only suit I got. It's the only thing I got.
So I'm wearing this in honor of you.
Are you mocking me?
Dude, when he go watch that movie. It's phenomenal, dude.
I'm looking for my list of 100 favorite movies, which
You
I
have
made.
a list.
You have
huh?
a list?
I made a list.
Dude,
That's intense.
I'm
Glenn.
yeah, 100 of them.
Wow.
100, and I can't remember 5 right now. So
Yeah.
that
Well, there's so many good movies that have been made. Remember Terms of Endearment?
you know, I didn't
that was good.
get into that one, but I know it's a
That's
it's a
not a
classic.
Larry kind of movie, though.
Oh,
is it?
yeah. Oh.
But he-
Deborah
dude,
Winger was in it.
he
It's,
talked
if
for 4
Deborah
weeks
Winger
about
was
his
in a
wife-
movie, it's a Larry kind
Yeah,
of
but
movie.
he talked for 4
Really?
weeks about his wife making him suffer through The Handmaid's Tale. So, Terms of Endearment fits.
Interesting.
I thought Larry
I
might
never
say,
would have pegged you
like-
for a Terms of Endearment kind of fan.
Deborah Winger.
like Dumb and Dumber.
I
or
am
something.
a
That's what I
Deborah
figured.
Winger
Larry.
fan.
I'll tell you what. I just picked up.
Really?
I just picked
Yes.
up 5 new ones.
In her prime,
Yeah. I
okay.
got. I think
Well, I haven't
just.
seen her in 30 years. So.
I think I just ordered like
Right.
7 movies that I didn't have in my collection over there. We don't have the lights on or anything like that, but you guys can testify in the shop in the man cave here.
You know who's smoking hot
Okay.
now?
I thought
is
those were all
Zooey
books.
Deschanel.
Yeah. But
She's cute.
She's cute.
She's cute.
But I just got like 7 movies that I didn't have in the collection that I wanted to watch. For Love of the Game, Kevin Costner, Kelly Preston, J.K. Simmons,
Yeah.
John C. Reilly.
I was not a huge fan of that movie.
I've heard of it.
I fucking love that movie. Okay,
Really?
Here's another one.
Interesting.
Backdraft.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Keanu
yeah.
Reeves.
Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Was that Keanu
Billy
Reeves?
Baldwin.
Yep.
Ron Howard directed.
That was good.
Yep.
De Niro's in it. Does a good job. He wasn't quite as leftist as he is now.
Right.
And then there's the bad guy, the firefighter. Turns out I can see his face. Shit. Scott Glenn.
Yes.
Scott Glenn,
Yes,
which
yes.
I love him in.
He's a good actor. He's
dude.
a underrated.
Oh my God.
Very
Great
underrated actor. Yeah.
Phenomenal in Training Day and Hunt for Red October.
Yes.
Yes. Those are great
Oh.
movies, too.
Dude, So
Both of those.
Another one that I just got into the collection,
man.
one of my all-time absolute favorites. If you have not seen this movie, you are missing out. Always.
Oh,
It's on my list. It's on my list.
Where is it? A 100
That is,
or?
it's in the top 50.
Dude, Always.
That one has a, oh yeah.
Is that the one you're telling me about?
What's
where the
that one?
pilot
It's a
is-
Steven
Yes.
Spielberg one.
Yes.
With John Goodman and
Richard
Dreyfuss and Holly Hunter.
Holly Hunter.
I've- you
And
know-
it is
It is
incredible.
Yes.
And it's the last performance
Good movie.
of the lady Hat. She plays the character Hat.
Katharine Hepburn.
It's her last performance.
Yes.
And she shows
Yes.
up as this spirit guide in
Yeah.
the movie. And it's about these pilots in these firefighter situations where they're going and dropping
Yes.
water or dousing to take down these wildfires throughout the West. And it is a phenomenal movie. I love it. Holly Hunter's, her performance
Yes.
is so, I mean, she's just like,
yeah.
she's here
That-
and there, and she's emotional, and then she's laughing, and then and Dreyfuss the same way in those first few scenes before,
Yes.
and it's like, it just phenomenal. And I love Goodman in the scene when he goes to get her when she's out in California.
Oh.
And he just goes, all right, pack your shit. He's like, you're coming with me. She's like, no. He just, I loved him too, and I loved him more than any guy I've ever loved, and I don't
Yes.
love fucking guys, and you're coming with me. And he just
One of
I
his
was like,
best
oh my
performances
God,
ever.
dude.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Does Shawshank Redemption make your list?
Hell
or no?
yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
What about,
that one's kind of a given almost, you
Yeah.
know.
What
Which
about-
is crazy because
That's
that
one of my
movie-
favorites.
That movie in its release didn't perform very well.
Andy
Right.
Dufresne.
Right. It did.
And I'll tell you what, it has become one. Look, turn around, Greg. Look at the
it
movie
is.
poster.
Yep, there it
You
is.
guys are not seeing this,
It's like I planned that one.
and
huh?
it's not on that one. I'm gonna try to catch it. Can you
There
guys
it
see
is.
the movie poster? I'm gonna try to.
I thought
zoom in on
Larry
it.
was was standing behind me or something. I got nervous.
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
So you guys, as we're talking about it, on the movie poster slideshow over there,
It was divine intervention.
and it just changed to it just changed to the other Shawshank poster. I'm gonna keep zooming in on it.
Did you guys ever watch? It's a newer movie, Uncut Gems.
Dude,
That's
that's
a really
incredible.
good one.
That was
That
I
is
feel like I've
Sandler. You know,
seen
Adam
that, but-
Sandler. You always think he's like the
Yeah.
funny movie guy, but that was like
That was a great one, dude.
incredible performance.
Adam
Incredible
Sandler. I
performance.
can only take in slow bits.
Yeah,
A little bit of
doses.
Adam Sandler goes a long way.
yeah.
But in that one, as a serious actor, that was pretty good. That was pretty intense.
Did
That
you
was-
see Reign Over Me?
No.
If you liked Uncut Gems, you've got to watch Reign Over Me. So Adam Sandler is a father who survived 9/11 and his wife and daughters were killed. And he's constantly remodeling his kitchen because that was the one thing his wife was getting after him about was finishing the kitchen. And and it didn't get finished, and she kept harping on him, we need to finish the kitchen, honey. And he's in this condo, and he's constantly, and so finally he's getting confronted by family members, he's getting confronted by this, and he would just get on his little scooter, and he's got his headphones on, and he's listening to The Who, and that's why the movie's called Reign Over Me, and he's just riding, he's like, Reign over me, and he would just go into this mode where he's just trying to survive the torment that's in his soul.
Don Cheadle was in that too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm, yeah.
And it's just,
Yeah.
you want to see a movie, period, that is fucking credible. But at Adam Sandler at his pinnacle, I agree with you that Uncut Gems. This one, take Uncut Gems and take it to another level. It is his emotional expression and everything like that, and it's sad that it didn't get the notoriety. It's kind of like a lot of, watching some of Robin Williams' more serious roles. I'm so glad he got the Oscar for Good Will Hunting. And there was a number of other ones but it's phenomenal like that. That one, Reign Over Me, dude, it puts you in tears.
Yeah.
Same way. Anybody ever heard of Extremely Close or Extremely Loud, or Intensely Loud and Extremely Close? Anybody ever heard of that?
No.
It's Sandra Bullock and Tom Hanks are the two big ones, with Max von Sydow as another person in it. But there's this kid that they found, okay? And it's all a story with flashbacks and stuff of this kid whose dad dies in one of the towers in 9/11. And this kid he's on the spectrum. And his dad was his number one buddy. They did everything together. And he loses his dad. And this conflict of his mom being the only one that survives, and I miss my dad, and I wish it was you that would have died. And she looks back at him and she goes, and so do I. And there's this dynamics, and it cuts back these flashbacks where they're trying to find the 6th missing borough. So you've got all the boroughs throughout New York.
Yeah.
And they're saying there's this 6th, and his dad does this whole scavenger hunt for this kid. And they got pop-up stuff, and he's working with him, and he's doing all this stuff, and it's this phenomenal dynamic. And then it's in the real time where he finds this key, and he's searching the whole city to find it. And this kid where they found this kid, wherever he was, this actor kid, is incredible. Because he's just like, and I was there, and I was trying to figure it out, and I was walking over here, and I don't know what he was saying, and he looked at me, and he looked cross-eyed at me, and I didn't know what he was, and I didn't understand that, and I was just, and he's just doing these scenes, dude.
Wow.
And they're cutting, I've watched a shit ton of the behind-the-scenes stuff, and this kid was just fluid and flowing. And Max von Sydow is he doesn't know it, spoiler, ends up being his grandfather, which he figures out, and he can't speak or doesn't speak. And he has a yes and no on his hands, tattooed on his hands.
Oh.
And the kid finds him, and he's like, he thinks he's the tenant of his grandmother, but he's her estranged husband. His dad never had a relationship with him, and he ends up being they're walking through New York trying to find the clues that his dad left with his grandfather who doesn't speak, who just answers him in yes or no's or writes it on his notepad and tells him, and it's incredible. There's a number of other great actors that pop up.
That has to be one of Max von Sydow's last movies.
Yeah.
It has to be.
It is, if you want to watch an intense, emotional movie like that, take time to watch. I should go grab the exact title. Did you find?
No, of course not.
It's incredibly close and extremely loud. I want to say that. Or it's a combination of those. And it flew under the radar, and it is incredible. And I'll tell you what, Sandra Bullock, her role as the grieving mom who's dealing with her kid that wishes she would have been the one, she's incredible. The reconciliation at the end, it's just like, that's what cinematography is supposed to do. Cinematography is not supposed to be, it's not supposed to condition you or propagandize you or indoctrinate you. True cinematography is supposed to be a commentary and a storytelling medium. And when you find these great movies where they tell a story or they give you a great social commentary, you go, that was fucking awesome. We're gonna watch Amadeus. We're gonna watch, I got 1492 by I want to say it was Ridley Scott. And it is horribly inaccurate according to the historical actual Christopher Columbus. But as far as a 3-hour epic cinematography and storytelling, it is one of the best movies. I put it up there with Amadeus, and you guys have probably never heard it. I've got a bootleg copy up there. Like my DVD, if I pull it down here, it's like a copy I had to find online to get it. But the beauty, the cinematography.
What's the?
You're doing the guest?
Yeah.
3, 4, 1.
Wow.
Capital G. U. E. S. T. You having a little Wi-Fi? There you go.
Looks like the Tigers lost.
No.
Wait. Wait.
Breaking news.
Wait. Let me go to the GoPro. Here's my surprise face.
Here, Larry.
No, I'm just saying.
There.
Larry, give me some ice.
Where did
I'm just
Larry
saying that's
go?
my surprise face.
Is that the baseball bat?
Big Lebowski.
Dude, there's a whole page.
You found your list. Huh?
I found my list.
Oh shit.
I found my list.
Teddy, pull up the whole page.
Is that
I
like
got
a
the whole
picture
page.
of it?
There's
No. Well, yeah. Here's a picture of it. Yeah.
Glenn,
What the fuck you talking about?
we have a whole page of sound bites because I love that movie. Play the toe. Do the toe.
So.
My God, sir.
I
I will not abide another toe.
We kept out some of the racier ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do have the. Does it have the laugh? Do I have the laugh in there? From
No.
what's the? He says, ha ha. What's the? The hell's it? What? Read some of the labels.
Beverage here. Custom.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Is that? Awesome?
Careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
Yeah. It said no. What's the one that says? Oh yeah, Larry brought the ice. And his own Twizzlers. No, Teddy, what's that's awesome. Is it in there?
No.
Shit. You didn't get.
You know the
taken out
part
by
when he
the
says
bat,
that's
huh?
awesome?
Yeah.
And he goes, that's awesome. It's right after Bunny goes,
Baseball
I'll
bat.
suck your cock for $1,000. He goes, is there ATM around here? And he goes, and he looks, it's I love him, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and he goes, that's awesome. And he tries to usher him out of there. Dude, Big Lebowski, you got the rug?
Spinal Tap. Have you seen Spinal Tap?
They got a new one coming out.
I know.
We're going to turn up to 11.
I gotta ask you guys this.
Oh, shit, Larry's
Uh-oh.
back.
There was a movie in the 90s that I really liked.
A couple of them.
It didn't do, it wasn't huge box office smash.
Yeah.
Really good movie. 1994. Now, Jodie Foster, Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Natasha
saw that.
Richardson.
Yeah.
Was it a
Where
hot
she
chick that
only
you were
Called
at
Now?
a
Well,
fest?
Jodie,
Nell.
no, N-E-L-L.
She was an abused girl that they found, and she had like her own language.
Yes.
Because
All right.
she was just so abused and raised in like this almost disgusting kind of.
That
like,
was
Look at
my
that.
second movie.
Dale's going off, dude. Dale's like, the dude abides.
It was. I was.
And the rug really made that.
I
move.
lived in Robbinsville, North Carolina.
And you like no?
That movie was filmed in Robbinsville, North Carolina.
Somebody said Porky.
Right? And the first movie,
was
I
Dale.
was an extra in 2 movies. I was an extra in Nell.
You were an extra.
I want the
Yes.
footage.
And I was an extra in the movie The Fugitive.
I want the clips.
Both of them filmed.
That was Harrison Ford, right?
Yes.
Dude, that was
That's a
an
good
awesome movie.
That's a good
Yes.
one.
In The
You know what?
Fugitive, you can't see me. I just drove a car.
That's your
And
best face,
and I
Larry.
didn't even have a
That's why I did
movie
so well.
contract.
Couldn't
Now,
actually see him.
in
Can
the
I
movie
get your
No, I
autograph?
had to sign
Can
a
I?
movie contract.
Where's your IMDb page?
And then I got in trouble because I walked up to Jodie Foster and said hi.
Oh.
What a
Now
And
you've done
I
it.
was
Oh.
specifically told not to bother.
Do not bother
Do
them.
not bother.
Do not
her.
bother Jodie
But I
Foster.
couldn't help it. I had to say hi to her. Liam Neeson was very nice. I had a nice conversation with him.
Larry, you'd have been better in Silence of the Lambs, I think. As the,
Nobody fucks with you, Jesus.
I'm not
You're
tucking
my
my jump
precious.
between my legs.
My favorite part of The Fugitive is when Harrison Ford is on the run, and then the TV comes up, and it's Larry saying the Democrats actually killed Harrison Ford's wife in The Fugitive.
I don't remember that scene.
Well, it was
Yeah,
the
you-
Democrats and Alyssa Slutkin. They killed him.
Write that down, Teddy. I want that when we can't find something in the computer or something's not missing. I want the Tommy Lee Jones quote from that movie, from The Fugitive.
Which one?
I want a hard target search of every in-house, outhouse, doghouse in a 5-mile radius. Your fugitive's name is Dr. Richard Kimball. That's what I want. I want that video or that audio clip.
I
Hill's going off, dude, on the Big Lebowski. He's like, "Shut the fuck up, Donnie."
I'm gonna
Oh, play Donnie. You're like a small.
Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Here, play Donnie.
Were you listening to the dude's story, Donnie? Were you listening to the dude's story? So you have no frame of reference here, Donnie. You're like a child who wanders into the middle of a movie.
Okay.
No, listen.
That's the
that was
best.
for you. I originally loved the movie, but I downloaded that one on the sound tap for Larry specifically because Larry will chime in and I go, "Were you listening to the dude's story? Were you listening?" So you're like a small child just wandering into the frame.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion,
man.
The other one, the Donnie one, kind of sounds like Beavis and Butthead in my
Does
my
it?
ear.
You got shitty headphones, that's why.
So-
Beavis.
Who gave you those? Beavis?
Hey,
What do you got, Larry? What do you got?
Okay, so I'm sharing something with you
Oh,
here.
Oh,
for the
sharing.
love of God.
Yes, I put out a meme, okay,
What do you
and
mean?
responding to
On Facebook?
Casey Hilton. Yes, I responded to her. We're talking about movies. I want you to look at the meme, all right? Read it to everybody and tell me what movie this meme is based out of.
Is this the last one?
This is
'Cause all I
that's
got's a
it right there.
suppository.
Yes, yep. Go ahead and read it. Show it to everybody.
Do you suffer from PDS, Parson Derangement Syndrome? Well, Devlin McGregor makes a prophylactic.
Makers of Provasic.
Oh, Provasic.
A temporary relief. Just blend over and stick it up your ass and enjoy as necessary.
What was the scene in the future? He's like, when he's up there giving his speech, he's like, and this is the most ineffective, and he goes off script, and he's like, he totally loses it when he walks up. He goes, "You falsified your research, because you're making money. You're a piece of shit." He's like, "Let me talk to my friend. He's not well." And then they have getting in a fucking fight.
Right.
Dude, I love.
Yeah, Devlin McGregor is the pharmaceutical company from the
Jeez,
future.
that's a big fish. Were you on that junket?
Yeah. Provasic was.
You're a
the
gay
drug.
fish.
He had a prosthetic arm. Give me your. Wait, I'm gonna give the floor to Glenn.
Give the floor
Okay.
to Glenn. I want to get off.
Okay,
the movie
this is just
stuff
a
'cause I
list
got
of my
some questions.
favorite movies, but
Give me
some
your top
of them
10.
are guilty pleasures.
Are these your top 10?
These
like,
are
of
my
all time.
top 10.
Of all time. Do you shuffle your list periodically?
Periodically, I haven't done
give
it
me-
in a while.
This is Glenn.
All right, pay
Debuting
attention,
tonight,
people.
this is
All right, we're listening.
If you-
Glenn's top
Let
10
it fly.
If you
movies.
want to really indulge in cinematic masterpieces, these are the films for you. Number 1, Rocky. Rocky 1. 2 through 14 were completely unnecessary. Rocky 1. Rocky versus the Martians, Rocky versus Santa Claus.
Did they really make 14?
I don't know. Maybe they did. The next two are tied. They should almost be one movie. Godfather 1 and 2.
Okay.
Whenever I see those on TV, I literally stop, and I almost feel obligated to watch those. It's like, oh, The Godfather's on. I got to watch this.
Right? It pulls you in.
I do, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
I got to watch it.
You know what? They're doing
Is that the one where the guy says, "Say hello to my little friend"?
Scarface.
Oh,
That's
that's
Scarface.
Even I know that.
Jesus.
I know it was you. I know it was you, Larry.
Poor Larry.
You broke my heart.
I know it was you, Larry.
You broke my computer. I know it was you, Larry.
I think
It was Bazzini.
yeah.
You come to me on the day of
What were the next
my
ones?
great
It wasn't
podcast.
Italia. It was Bazzini.
The Luca
Godfather, I'll come to you and present you.
Larry's gonna walk
Number
in here
4,
with a
Dr.
tarp on the floor.
Strangelove. Number 5, Spinal Tap. Number 6, The Cowboys with John Wayne. Classic coming of age movie. If
Okay.
you have a son, you should watch it with your son. That's
All
a
right.
great coming. 7, here's a strange one. North by Northwest, a Hitchcock movie.
Okay, Hitchcock. Yeah.
Very good movie. There is a scene between Cary Grant and Eva Marie Saint. They're on a train.
Yeah.
It is the sexiest scene in movie history ever. They don't even play footsie. And it's all of these little double entendres that they throw back and forth. And it's like, what a masterpiece. This is incredible. Incredible.
He was, dude, the artistry there of
You
of
guys aren't playing
subterfuge,
footsie, are you, Larry?
of subtlety.
Oh.
Of before that you had a lot of stage actors that came into when the movies movies came in, when even before the talkies, and they had to they were still in that mindset of over exaggerating their expressions, because they were coming off the stage and you've got people in the back balcony that can't see your face. So you over exaggerate and you do things to make sure people can see you. And then they came into the movies, and you see that in a lot of the silent films, and even leading into the 30s and 40s with the talkies and stuff like that. Right. And when you started to get into the 50s and 60s, you really started to develop this idea of you could be subtle, and you could be reserved, and you could capture that moment on celluloid.
Hitchcock did that well.
And he did that phenomenal.
Number 8, Fight Club.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
But we can't talk about it.
Fight Club. If you just turn off the video and listen to the dialogue of that movie,
it is incredible.
The dialogue of Fight Club, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I agree with you 100%.
Unbelievable.
Did you ever read the book?
No, I did not.
The book is crazy because Marla and one other person are alternate identities. They're not real people.
Oh, okay.
So the narrator, Tyler Durden, Marla, and one other person are all part of that split personality.
Number 9, you'll like this, Contact, with Jodie Foster.
Yeah, well,
yes,
they didn't
Larry
reach
will like
anywhere.
that
They
one.
didn't do
Yeah,
anything,
that was a
but
good movie.
They didn't come back with anything, but
Contact.
What's
that
crazy is
outer
that
space?
7 hours of unrecordable footage.
Right. It's about the first about receiving a signal from space. She's an astronomer.
I think I've seen that.
Great movie.
You know what clip I want to pull from that, Teddy? Contact. He goes, "Why build something for the regular?" Whatever he says. Why build something for the regular price when you can build 2 for twice the price?
Right.
Get that shit.
Number
That's a government
10.
Quote.
Pulp Fiction.
Fucking
Pulp
A, dude.
Fiction.
Come on.
And coming in at 11, Big Lebowski. 12, Braveheart. 13, Dances with Wolves. 14, Mr. Roberts. That's a 1950 movie with Henry Fonda and James Cagney and Jack Lemmon. Jack Lemmon became a star from that movie.
Okay.
It's about.
Do you have that?
I don't have it.
Let's get that one. Let's get
that's
some of these older ones.
Is True Romance on your list at all? The Tarantino movie? I like that one a lot. I know people.
Good,
I like
but
it's
it
an
didn't
honorable
make the
mention.
list. Yes,
It's an honorable mention. But Pulp Fiction, I think, is still one of the pinnacles. Now, I will say, Glorious Bastards and the Hate.
Was Robin Williams in Pulp
are,
Fiction?
Who?
Robin Williams.
No.
What?
Napoleon Dynamite?
That is film noir. That's unbelievable, dude. And it had all the dynamics
was the
of,
model for so many cheap imitations
it had
afterwards.
so many things in it that you embraced immediately, and then other things that you were so cringy on, but you were like, it was part of the story and part of the narrative.
Yeah.
Tell her not to forget my fucking watch. So I said, get my fucking watch. She fucking forgot my watch.
Christopher Walken's speech,
dude,
about that watch.
Oh my God. He's like,
so this was up his
this
ass
watch.
for that was so good.
And Butch, little
and
man.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Dude,
well, that's a great one.
What the fuck? What was his name?
Johnny Depp.
No, the
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter S. Thompson,
on
my
a
favorite
total
author.
Trip. Yeah.
Oh, that was just.
All right, finish out your
awesome.
top 20.
Full Metal Jacket. Wall Street. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
19, The Fountainhead, an Ayn Rand movie featuring not Cary Grant. Never mind.
They wanted to touch on The Fountainhead because they knew the Atlas Shrugged was too epic.
Yeah.
Is that
right?
And what decade was that in?
Oh, for The Fountainhead? Well, Ayn Rand was she was prolific in the 50s.
Yeah. But
and her writing.
The story took place like in the 40s, but
Yeah.
about an architect who has his design stolen, and it's the right of a man to keep his good story.
If you haven't read Ayn Rand, the book, Atlas Shrugged, I got it on back in the day, okay? It came to me on 27 full-length cassettes.
Oh my God. And which is true, because it's a
And
long ass
went-
book.
Is it like War and Peace or what?
It's
Dude,
a
it is.
500-page
It is.
novel.
Yeah,
But
it
is Phil. It will
riveting,
change your
dude.
life.
It is. The speech by D'Antonio in there when this hoity-toity liberal, what we would call a liberal Democrat bitch, walks up and she goes, "Oh, it's just all about money and love." And he walks up and he goes, "Do you mean money or the love of money? Because money," and you said it earlier in the show, and I knew where you were going. I knew where you came from. He's like, money is just a means of exchange between two people who agree upon something.
This is Ayn Rand, the libertarian?
Well, no, she was
Or an actress?
No,
No,
the author.
No, she was
she came out of
philosopher.
communist Russia.
She was a Russian.
And she came into philosophy, and she had when you study her life, she was she had a little bit of turmoil in her life because she leaned towards atheism coming out of communism.
She was a staunch atheist.
But her social commentary is beyond reproach. When you take, she came to atheism based on the idea of the church being just as much of a control mechanism of society as the government. And so she didn't go down that road. And so that speech by, listen, there are 3 speeches that I used to put on cassette tapes and play in my car when I would drive. The Donald Sutherland speech in JFK as Mr. X, the Antonio D'Anconia speech from Ayn Rand in Atlas Shrugged, and one was from the movie, one was from the book, the audiobook, and then the other one's escaping me. But I had a third speech that I had it on cassettes, and if I was in a mood, I would just pop that cassette in.
You know what's really underrated, actually? It's a kind of really good bad movie, Boondock Saints.
I don't think it's a bad movie. Get your fucking rope.
William Dafoe in it is just great.
And he plays.
There was a firefight,
dude, and he plays an over the top
gay detective.
Gay detective, and you're like, what the fuck?
You will never hear a better defense of pure capitalism than you will from Ayn Rand.
Yeah.
She defends
true
free market.
Her Wikipedia, it says, although she opposed libertarianism, which she viewed as anarchism, Rand is often associated with modern libertarian movement in the United States.
Yeah, there's a whole society out right now. It's called the Atlas Society.
Yeah.
And I think I still get their emails. Phenomenal. In fact, when they came out with the Atlas Shrugged 3-part movie series, they didn't have the budget. Of course, big Hollywood was not going to support this because it was anathema to what they wanted to do. But and so they ended up having 3. They had the 2 main actors, which were
Rourke and
I'm thinking of the characters in the books.
Right. Yeah.
The steel magnet.
Yeah, Rourke.
And the chick.
Yes.
Anyways, but as much as you say the capitalism, I look at it as there was also this huge dynamic of just that freedom and ownership, that property ownership.
Huge.
It was, I invented this new steel that will get the trains across the country and be the best steel, and Reardon.
Yes. Hank Reardon. I said Rourke.
Yeah, Reardon
Never mind.
Steel. And he made
Hank
this steel,
Reardon.
and the government came in and they did price freezing, and they said, well, your steel is of national importance, so we're going to take your steel. And that quote, that line right at the end, it's like, I'm going to leave it how I found it. And it's this whole thing, there's this whole dynamic of this engine that would power everything and cost very little and have very little environmental impact. And the guy who invented this engine that would revolutionize the whole society says, I'm fucking leaving. And the whole phrasing throughout the book and the movies is, who is John Galt?
Yeah.
And John Galt's the guy that invented this shit. And then when the government came in and tried to take his stuff because it was in the national interest, he left. And the code phrase throughout the rest of the book and everything like that is they go, well, man, this is all messed up and that's all messed up. And they go, yeah, who's John Gold?
Yep. It's
It's
all
this-
throughout that.
oh, my God.
You'll even see bumper stickers on cars. Who is John Galt?
To this day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And it harkens back to that as it is this huge rebellion of against just taking my means,
Right.
my production,
Yes.
and that's what she was always about.
And that was the theme of the Fountainhead, too, with this architect who actually blew up his own building because they took his design and just bastardized it. And he's like, nope, that's mine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to, blows it up.
Yeah, it's huge. All right, Larry, what do you want to get into as we finalize the show? Because that was great. See, this is what I love talking about all of this, and we touched on some stuff like that. But honestly, guys, to do the show, this is what I like. We
blew right through the break.
We went through a whole.
Didn't even have one.
right.
No,
exactly.
but we went through a whole.
Larry's got a puddle under his chair because
He left and went down there.
like-
I got a puddle under my chair. I'm gonna have to hook up a catheter.
Last time I was here, we did like a 4-hour show straight.
Larry left us.
Larry
He
left and
abandoned
like
us.
me
like
and you talked for like
yeah.
another hour and a half. Hour and a half.
Yeah, but this is what I love. When I talk about this is my brain, I did church ministry, church services. I love teaching. I still study a lot, scripture. And I love teaching and liberating people's souls. I like politics. I got involved with that. Met a ton of you beautiful, great people. But I can sit here and we can talk about baseball. We can talk about football. We can talk about movies. We can talk about health. We can talk about politics. I'm not married to any individual idea.
Right.
I love to have great conversations. And if that conversation is Glenn's top 20 movies, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's do that shit.
Yeah.
If it's Greg talking about going to the Capitol and telling these motherfuckers, hey, we need to be partisan and tell people who you're voting for because we're getting a lot of. I saw a clip of it.
Did you see the video of him?
A little bit.
And I told him, I said, you, sir, are electable. I saw that and watch him, and it's like, I'm already going to be his campaign manager.
He didn't drop any F-bombs, right?
No, he did not.
He stayed it clean?
But trust me, we'll get you elected. We will.
I've already been, Glenn.
Well, that's
just a stepping
board.
stone. That's just a stepping stone.
Just your platform.
Stepping stone.
We've got plans for you.
Yeah, well,
do you have anything?
You'll have to clue me in then.
Do you have anything on your Midwestern there, your lightning round? Because listen, people, I put together an agenda. Nowhere on here is movies.
I was going to say, I don't think we touched
I got government shutdown.
This was 4588. It's not even on the agenda. We did kind of talk about that a little
Government
bit.
shutdowns.
Kind of.
For a few minutes.
Hakeem Jeffries gets the ultimate meme smackdown
We didn't
in his
see any of
sombrero.
those.
Trump administration promises more indictments. Troops deployed to Portland and Chicago. Questions still remain about Charlie Kirk assassin. And then in the latest brain freeze, we had the Antifa investigation ramps up. That was Carolyn Levitt. I did have a bunch of these queued, potentially. And then finally, Larry's lightning round.
I want to interrupt. We have a $5 super chat from Jeffrey Ameo.
Hell yeah!
And it says, for the Glenn Gogoleski for School Board Fund.
Board.
Yes.
B-O-R-E-D.
B-O-R-E-D, yeah.
You know why? He likes North by Northwest. He likes that one too.
So isn't that his second donation? His
Yeah,
ex,
he had
his,
did he
his
have a $20
ex-wife
one,
must be
or-
putting out tonight.
Or as Dale said, it's the hose.
Yeah, it's the hose.
That's a joke, folks. That's called satire.
Listen, if you
know,
keep tuning the show and you don't know satire, fuck off.
Jeremy,
I think that was in the initial disclaimer.
Did you ever see the Mike Myers Cat in the Hat live action thing?
Yes.
Favorite part of that movie is just like gets a gardening hoe. And he's like, dirty hoe. I'm sorry, baby. I love you.
They you know what? Yes.
That was not my favorite.
That was hilarious as far as if you watch it as an adult, if you watched it with your kids thinking it was going to be like the Cat in the Hat original, you're like,
Yeah.
Whoops.
All right, these adult jokes in these movies is a
Earmuffs.
little bit much.
Yeah, I'm not
earmuffs,
going
earmuffs.
to. I'm not going to the Midwesterner. I'm going to tell you that the National Guard has now arrived in Illinois, according to Fox News.
Illinoisans?
Illinois.
Okay.
Yep, as the
Chicago
Chicago
don't they
mayor
have their own
declares
National
war
Guard?
on Trump.
Well, here's the
Now
thing.
talk about an idiot. I was listening to this
that
pathetic buffoon,
That
right?
guy.
And he said, "Oh, Republicans want a civil war because they weren't happy about the results from the Civil War last time."
What a
It's like,
what
whoa,
a dumb piece.
What a
of,
dumb moron, right?
Wait. The
geez.
Republicans want to redress?
Yeah, well,
Because
yeah,
the Democrats are the ones the slave-owning Democrats are the ones who lost the first Civil War.
that is correct.
And started the KKK.
That's correct.
And said...
Certain
and I
parties.
And I quote from LBJ, we'll pass this civil rights bill and we'll have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 50 years.
next 200 years.
Next
Yeah.
200 years.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the shit. So,
LBJ.
Yep, but I did want to ask you, gentlemen, while I have you here.
Me too.
Yes,
that
you
term.
too.
No, he said gentlemen.
I know.
You've been following all this stuff on Charlie Kirk. You've got all these different
I do.
conspiracy theories coming
Hundreds
out.
of them.
Yeah.
Hundreds of
yeah.
Which means they'll be true in 2 years or 6 months, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting
You
though?
know-
I think it's staying. What's good? What I think is good, and of course I don't tune into the regular news, but in a lot of the stuff that I watch, it's still in the forefront, which gives me hope that we will eventually get the truth out of it and find out what's going on. I mentioned during dinner, we don't know anything about the Vegas shooter. We don't know anything about the Uvalde shooter. We don't know anything. We know very little about the Tennessee trans shooter. We know very little about this. Where's the
First
Minnesota
Trump shooter.
Where's the Minnesota shooter? Where's
Okay.
Where's the kid? Yeah, the Trump shooter in Butler. Where's the guy who just got convicted fully for showing up on the golf course?
Well,
the second attempted
There is
shooter
quite
with
a
Trump.
bit of stuff about him, but people just.
But it's
don't-
not
I
mainstream.
thought he just
not-
got
well-
convicted.
You did. Yep.
Yeah,
did
but
get
he only
convicted.
got 8 years.
He got convicted, but what I'm saying is, when you look at
Oh, no,
it's like, okay,
no. I take that back. I'm sorry. I misspoke. It's the guy that tried to assassinate Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh.
That got 8
Got 8
years.
years, yeah.
So, and what I'm saying is, look at it from this perspective. The Butler, dead. Vegas, dead. The trans shooter, Tennessee, dead. Minnesota, dead. Grand Blanc, drove into the church, dead.
It's
You got the guy in that was tried to kill Trump in at the golf course in Florida,
he's still alive.
convicted. None of those. It's just like JFK is one of my favorite movies. Okay, Oliver Stone. It's just like that. Once you eliminate the assassin, convict the assassin, but most of the time eliminate the assassin, there's no further inquiry.
Right.
Once we said Muhammad Atta or Osama bin Laden, or Muhammad Atta in the 90s and Osama bin Laden in 2000, nobody looks at 9. No, there was Tucker Carlson's coming out with a documentary.
It's already out.
Is it out now?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
on the 3rd episode.
Yep.
It's like, are we not questioning this shit? And we're not questioning Vegas. This motherfucker
Right.
was in a hotel room. We hear multiple guns going off while he's shooting out there.
Right.
This was an arms deal that went bad by a CIA operative, and they covered this shit up from day one. And the CIA are the motherfuckers that invented the term conspiracy theory to denigrate those who want
Who ask
answers.
questions.
Who ask questions.
Yes.
All right? Does anybody know what happened to the Uvalde, what the dynamics of the Uvalde school shooter? No. I said it to you, Greg, and you were like, Uvalde. And I was like, Uvalde, Texas? He shot up a fucking elementary, and they had parents who were in handcuffs, who had, the one mother had to talk the officer that she knew into uncuffing her. She said she was going to leave. She snuck around the building, went in through a window, and got her kids out. 45 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got cops doing fucking sanitizing their hands with hand sanitizers for an hour while this motherfucker's in the building, and nobody wants to ask the question of where he got 40 or 50 grand. working at Taco Bell, taking care of his grandma for 6 months up to that to buy the fucking weapons that he had? This is the type of shit that bugs me. We don't have any answers. Oh, no, he got taken out. Case closed.
Well, we don't have journalism in this country either.
No, it's a got you thing. It's the first one to do the most provocative thing but not find the truth.
No.
Larry?
What?
He forgot where he was at.
Oh, no, I was just wondering what everybody thought about, about all these conspiracy theories.
I think there are some events that aren't, there's nothing like nefarious or conspiratorial behind them.
Right.
And I think kind of like,
some things are prima facie. They're on the face.
Like the Trump thing, that was probably something was behind that. Second Trump shooting, that guy was connected to Ukraine's military intelligence and all that. There's hard evidence. But with this Charlie Kirk thing, I think it was just some, left-winger furry that was seeing all the propaganda and all the stuff about ICE and Trump's new Hitler and all the stuff. And
right.
But why do you think that?
We need to interview Cat Dude and see if he knew that guy.
Stop.
When you talk about conspiracy theory with Charlie Kirk, okay, I could see you wanting to dive into the shooter and that background. But there's conspiracy theories about, did you see the trap door underneath where he was sitting? And it's like, God.
Like a certain someone that just
shut up.
A certain someone that keeps blabbing their mouth, and every time they pull something out, it gets refuted every single time.
Yes,
the
there
bribe,
are people
150 million, Netanyahu,
there
all
are
that.
People like that. Now, there are people like that, 100%.
It's that kind of stuff.
I just don't think the official story is
the official story is bullshit. Okay, so here's the
none
thing.
of it makes any sense.
So here's the thing. I'll take you down a slight little rabbit trail. I've studied quite a bit on Area 51. Okay, one of the first so-called UFO incidences, right? What's the number one thing about that you guys could take away from it? What made it worse? Was it coming out and saying something, or trying to acting like they were covering up stuff?
Trying to cover it up.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we have with Charlie Kirk. Is the more they try to push a narrative and cover up stuff, the more questions people are going to have. If they came out and said, we don't know what the fuck's going on, we have to do our investigation.
Yeah.
You diffuse all that shit. It's did you remember watching Harrison Ford in Clear and Present Danger?
No.
And he's sitting there in the cabinet as the deputy director because Greer, James Earl Jones' character, is in the hospital, and he appoints him as a deputy or as a director in his place, and he ends up sitting there in a briefing with the president, and everybody around the thing goes, no, deny, and Harrison Ford just goes, huh. And he goes, what? And he goes, what? He goes, no, you said something. He goes, well, he goes, no, what do you say? He goes, don't deny it, embrace it. If they say, was he your friend? You go, no, he was a good friend. If they say, was he a good friend? Go, no, he was one of my best friends. And they go, what? And he goes, embrace it. And then there's nowhere to go. Embrace it. If the FBI had come out, if the locals had come out and said, there's a lot of things that we don't understand about this, and we're going to keep investigating, and we can't give you any information until we figure it out. And we're going to wait for the autopsy, and we're going to wait for this, and we're going to look at all this other stuff. And you dove deep into saying, we don't have a fucking clue what happened. You diffuse all of the crazy fringe ideas immediately, because those ideas no longer have the weight of contradicting the official narrative. Now they're just part of going, hey, we're all trying to figure this out. Mm-hmm. But the minute they come out and go, we got the guy, he's the fucking guy, that's the guy, Dad turned him in. Oh wait, it was the former retired sheriff's deputy who turned him in. Oh, now he walked over and we find out he coerced him and told him if he didn't turn himself in. And now the kid doesn't want to, not only is he not going to confess to anything or plead guilty, he hired the fucking same attorneys that were representing. He hired the legal team that came in is like.
The Johnny Cochran.
Top shelf. Yeah.
Oh fuck, dude! And so I look at that and go, dude, the number one way that you look at, we had leftists that came after us on the show, mainly because of Larry, but they came after us. And they said we were doing something. Oh, I did an egg, and the egg's cracking open, and it had this full light spectrum coming out of the egg. Okay? And they went ballistic online saying that we were embracing our homosexuality and we were all closet homos because now we're revealing the cracking of the egg had this symbolism and had all this stuff. And so the very next show, me, Larry, and Mr. Coffee got in here and we said we would like to confess. We've been listening to the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon album where it has the
prism.
light going into the prism and the rainbows coming out of it. We've been listening to that for years, and you caught us. We're just...
You embraced it.
We embraced it, dude. And ask Larry. They had nothing to say until he stirred them up the next time. But they had nothing to say because we leaned into it and made it a fucking joke. And what are they going to do? We're like, yep, we're here to confess. It's been me and Larry and Mr. Coffee all along.
Yeah.
We're just coming out.
It's like
and
when
telling
they
you guys,
got mad at
listen
us
to
for the Righty Right Drinky Drinky Show shirts.
They call us, they're like, they're a bunch of drunks on the show. I'm like, yep, the Righty Right. And they're like, call us the Righty Right Drinky Drinky Show. I was like, well, fuck, we'll make a t-shirt. And so that's the thing is people don't understand this savviness of this dynamic of it. If there's a controversy, you're going to have that shit. Lean into it.
Right.
Now you got to assess how much you lean into it. But when you deny, the minute you deny, what happens?
The minute you go on the defensive, that's it. Yeah.
You're fucked.
As Glenn and I can attest to, it would be would be nice sometimes if they would actually just embrace it. There'd be a lot more
I think you
lenience.
guys should have both walked down to that school board the following meeting and went, no, we do think that hypothetical fucktards acting up.
Wait.
Hit the button.
Ladies and gentlemen, these two guys are not here as Heartland
It's just
School Board
a
members.
generic
They
reference,
are
not
here
pertaining
as-
to any specific individuals.
Literally, you literally go back to that video and what I said. Glenn goes, so situation, we're reading the redacted police report, situation. I go, so, and he goes, and nobody could do anything with this kid. And I go, nobody could do anything with this kid. I go, so you're telling me that some fucktard can just act up in school and everybody else has to retreat? Everybody else has to move back and staff can't respond and they have to wait for something else? And he goes, yep. And I literally couched it, said it. It was subconscious. I didn't even think about it. I was like, not referring to that kid, even though that kid is probably needs a few demons cast out of him. But I literally put it in a general category of saying that if you have a situation in the schools and a kid's acting up, you can't be the assertive authority in that situation and stop that individual. Yep. And you guys got censored for that.
Yes.
Hey, Chuck Hughes and the rest of the leftist boards, you're a bunch of coward assholes for having done that to these two honorable gentlemen who came in here with a redacted police report that is public, in the public domain.
Yeah, it was a FOIA document.
FOIA document that you tried to suppress, and you think that by censuring them, you cause that to die down. You will rue the day that that document comes back up again in your face and says, this is how you operate. Not only did you suppress the incident that happened in the school, protect the person who was the aggressor, who was transferred from another school, but then you censored the duly elected school board members who wanted to expose the fact that you want to protect evil people over the good students who are just trying to be there and learn. That's fucking bullshit. Is that okay for me to say?
The opinions expressed
Say,
are those of
it's your
Jeremy
opinion
Gibbs.
and your opinion only. I mean, I guess you're welcome to say it.
Wait, I thought you guys were supposed to correct me. It was your responsibility to correct the host.
I need a soundbite where it's like, this opinion is not endorsed by anyone else on the podcast.
The opinions expressed are that of the host and none other than.
Hit the Big Lebowski where he says, what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Big Lebowski. Which one?
Cuss words.
You have to use so many cuss words.
No, it's the full one. He says, "Do you have to use so many cuss words?" He goes, "The fuck are you talking about, man?"
The fuck you talking about?
That's it. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's two separate things.
No, but I get passionate about life. I get passionate about things, but that stuff, man, our kids are our most precious thing, and you did that shit, and then your recourse was not to say, you know what, maybe we misstep on that. Maybe we should have taken a little bit more time and assess that situation better. Maybe we should reassess our policies and how we approach things. No, your policy was to take two of my guests who came on here with all sincerity just to share what they were observing and to censure them as if they were at wrong in a situation that happened before their time there, reading a police report from a FOIA that somebody had to request because they weren't going to share it with the public, that details how they actively worked to suppress the incident from the public, actively worked to enable a transfer student to a school who was using, if we went back to that police report, I still have it in the stack over there from, 2 years ago, of saying, I'm going to go home and get a gun and come back and shoot you motherfuckers. That's in the police report. That's not me saying it. And what you capitalize on is me saying, so some fucktard can just walk into any, or be in part of any school and just do this, and that's okay, we can't respond? And that's the recourse you have? That's the depravity of your soul. That's how depleted you are from any moral compass and any sense of honor. And these two men came on my show and faced the brunt of that. And still hold the title for the largest single show.
I don't know if the movie reviews are going to quite...
Oh, dude. But I'll take that shit all day long.
Hey, I've got all kinds of lists.
Look, dude, let's do it.
Share.
We're going to do a fucking movie. You know what? I stopped doing my, they're like, who's top 10 movies? I go, what category? They go, what do you mean? I go, I can't just do top 10s anymore. I'll give you my top 10 war movies. Oh, then I'll give you my top 10 comedies.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll give you my top 10
what if
action.
there's a category of, you only get 10? So, any
boy, that would
category.
be-
So,
then
I'm going to
that's,
say,
I think that's where that's
I'm
coming
going to say,
from, right?
so any fucktard can ask me a question like this is the only top 10 that I can. It's very, because I'm a movie guy, dude.
I love movies too.
But you're on an island, Jeremy.
You know what one of my
movies.
favorite movies is?
What 10 are
Do
you
you remember
taking?
Heartbreak Ridge?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Clint Eastwood.
Okay. Top 10
Full
movies.
Metal Jacket.
Top 10 movies that I would take on an island with me, period. Top 10 movies I take on an island, right?
You're good.
Right? We got 8 minutes. Until Larry leaves. You got rained out today. You can stay for another hour. I got to pee, though. Top 10 movies if I'm on an island and I can't do anything else. One of them's on the screen back there. Leon the Professional. That'll be in my top 10.
Never saw him.
Fury. Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf,
Ooh,
John Bernthal.
good one.
That was a good one.
The Fifth Element.
Really?
Oh, Luc Besson's cinematography, his sci-fi, the equivalent of his
Okay.
Leon the Professional
You're okay.
to his sci-fi
Is that Bruce Willis?
expression.
So you're
Bruce Willis.
specifically the cinematography. In
The
that.
cinematography.
Yeah, okay. All right.
The cinematography,
I can buy that.
the movie dynamics of it, like that, just fucking incredible. So that's 3, right? Am I supposed to give you 10?
It's your
If you
island.
can.
It's your island, and your bag can hold a
Right.
And I got to watch these fuckers for the rest of my life. All right, number 4, not in this order. Hunt for October. John Tierney, the director, phenomenal.
Yeah. Yep.
Amadeus, Teddy mentioned that one earlier. That's 5. I'm doing pretty good. Let's see here. I'm gonna go with Empire Strikes Back. I'll skip over Star Wars, the original Star Wars, even though it was the groundbreaking one. But I think that Lucas and then bringing in Irvin Kershner to direct it, they hit their stride. I think that The Empire Strikes Back is one of the, because you don't take away a redeeming positive from it. It is, as Lucas described it, is the second act. You leave your heroes in, Han is frozen in carbonite. Everybody's trying to escape. They're doing all this. It's the perfect second act of a three-part
of a trilogy. Yeah.
Trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
It's phenomenal. I almost want to go over and look at my movies over there just to cue my brain. So that's my top 5. Shit. Falling Down.
John Bovey says Magic Mike.
Fuck off.
And then he also says that
Notebook.
this podcast is Jeremy's long game for coming out of the closet.
It's probably true. Always.
We always knew he was half man, half
If I can watch Always on the island. Now, granted, we're taking 10 movies to an island and acting like there's nothing there, but somehow I have
You got
a
a projector.
23-foot projector with all the electricity and a Blu-ray player.
Right.
So that's 7. I gotta throw Saving Private Ryan in there. I think that's
a good one.
It's one of the only movies that I absolutely appreciate, even though it was done with mostly handycams, and I had a hard time watching it the first time. But the overall cinematography, I was listening to somebody the other day, and they were talking about how movies really, when you watch a good movie, it should have the same, or it will have the same emotional and psychological effect as if you were actually there.
Yeah.
And when you recognize that dynamic, you're like,
that's where they were trying to save that private because all of his other brothers got killed, right?
Right.
Yep.
Correct.
And it turned out he stood there in a stairwell while his buddy was upstairs getting stabbed in the heart.
That was
Oh, no, that was
Private Ryan.
Oppum. That was Oppum that stood in the stairwell.
Oh, okay.
Oppum's the one that later shot the guy that they let go earlier,
Yeah.
and he tried to reason with him.
But he let that American get stabbed to death instead of going up there and blasting
That was
the guy.
Oppum. Yeah, Oppum was the idealist. Yeah.
But it's interesting you bring up cinematography because, and I don't want to interrupt your train of thought with your top 10 if you still want to go there.
I still got 3 left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got them.
But for me, the number 1 film for cinematography, and this is my Larry Parsons moment, The Sound of Music.
Oh.
That movie, if you watch it,
The cinematography is gorgeous.
every shot
Yeah.
is crafted. Every shot either has like some filter on it,
Okay.
or there's a purpose for the background behind it, and it won an Academy Award for cinematography.
Yeah.
Yes.
That movie was crafted.
Angela
It was-
Cartwright.
Yeah, little Angela Cartwright.
Angela Cartwright.
Yes.
Penny Robinson.
But
Cinematography is gorgeous.
I saw that movie when I was a kid because my
Yeah.
sisters wanted to see it. I thought, oh, Sound of Music, God, what kids.
And then you
and
watch
I
the
watched
cinematography.
it. I was like 30, and it came
Yeah.
on TV, and I'm watching it just
You're
for
like, holy
because,
shit, dude.
like, I was too lazy to change the channel, and it hit me, like, whoa! Every
This is why-
shot was
Yeah,
crafted.
This is why I can't put, like, they go your top 10 movies. I go, what category?
right,
Dude.
right.
Honorable mention right now before I give you my last 3 that I would be on the island with. Australia. Hugh Jackman, Nicole Kidman, and the little kid. Dude, that's one of the Blu-rays that I just recently repopulated, and I threw it on. My son, his girlfriend, my grandson are over here, and we're watching it, and I'm like, dude, it's this 3-hour epic fucking movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And the cinematography in it's just gorgeous. All right, so my last 3. Shit.
Such pressure.
That's why I gotta put them in different categories. Book of Eli.
Ooh.
the cinematography in that, when you go back and watch it, watch for the cinematography, there's shots where the truck's coming at them, and you picture this shot going like a certain way as it passes through, and the camera was set sideways. So when the shot comes in, it pivots, and then now it's turned a different direction by the time the truck drives through, and then the dialogue and the whole flow of it, and you go, was he fucking blind?
Right.
Or was he not blind?
Yeah.
And you get to the end, and there's Malcolm McDowell standing there listening to him dictate the King James version of the Bible, you know?
Yeah.
And he's quoting Johnny Cash in the middle of it. He's like, it's something you know. And he's like, she goes, what is that from the book too? He goes, no, that's Live at Folsom Prison. It's Johnny Cash. And you're just like, holy shit, dude. And you got one of my favorites. Obviously, I noted The Professional with Gary Oldman.
Yes.
And he's the bad guy in that. And he's like, but if I have the book, I can talk to the people. And he's trying to manipulate, and that's the rise of those people who try to control after a civilization has fallen. So that's fucking incredible. Book of Eli, that's one of my posters over there.
Interesting.
I have to say, Fight Club.
One of mine, absolutely.
And I will say this, one of my absolute favorite movies. Oh fuck! Like I got honorable mentions of The Man on Fire, one of Ridley Scott's brother. The fuck was his name?
You know who that is?
Not Ridley Scott.
Who is that?
Angela Carter.
His other brother.
No.
I'm not sure.
He's the one who directed that one. It's fucking incredible, dude. Man on Fire. If you haven't watched Man on Fire,
Really?
by
She was 20.
one of the Scott brothers, it's incredible. All right, so what I say? Fight Club.
Yeah.
My final movie I'll put in here, and then there's honorable mentions all over the fucking place. Snatch.
Oh.
If you haven't watched Guy Ritchie's second movie, Snatch, it might have been his third movie, but his second.
It's with Brad Pitt.
Hollywood movie with Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
Jason Statham, and a whole other host of characters. That one's less about cinematography, even though it's there. It's about the flow of the movie and the incorporation of the music and the dialogue to carry the series. When it's like, he's like, what do I call you? Bullet? Tooth? Tony? He's like, you can call me Susan if you want. He's like, listen, Tony, I got to find my friend. Benicio del Toro's in it.
The eclectic
Oh my
group of
God,
characters.
dude.
Yeah.
And he's like, why they call him the bullet dodger? Because he fucking dodges bullets, Avi. and then Brad Pitt's, dude. And then shit.
Oh, yeah.
My honorable mentions are like I said,
Man on Fire.
Man on Fire, The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan.
Which one?
No, The Dark Knight, the second one.
The second one.
Dude, the
first one's Batman Begins. Duh.
And the shit that Hugh Ledger does in that Heath Ledger
yeah.
when he's walking away from the hospital after he hits the trigger, right? Do you know that there was a delay in the explosions that were supposed to happen? And he improvised stopping and clicking the button and looking back at the hospital because it's supposed to all implode. And then finally the triggers hit and it explodes and he goes and walks up and jumps in the back of the bus. They walked it all out. Building explodes. You walk up. You get in the bus. You got the thing in your hand. Everything like that. When the first set of explosions went off and they stopped, and he takes 2 more steps and he realizes they didn't go off, he stops. This is a one-time fucking take. Yeah. You're not blowing up this fucking building a second time. This was a building scheduled for demolition. This is a actual building scheduled for demolition. They held off. Christopher Nolan worked a deal to where they could blow it up for the movie. You don't get a second shot of this.
Right.
And Heath Ledger knew to stop in that moment and check his detonator and fuck with it and turn around and look at the building and stop, turn around and look at the building, and then it blows up and he keeps going.
Was that his last movie?
No. The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus was his last one.
Yep, that one.
And he did all the main footage, and then they had other actors come in and do his the other stuff. You have
That
to
was
see
the very first Blu-ray movie I had ever watched. Was that movie?
Dude. And he won. He won the
it was
Oscar
on projector
posthumously.
and everything. I was like, oh
I
my
think he
gosh,
would've-
this is amazing.
If he had lived, I think he would have won the Oscar no matter what.
Yeah.
But since he died, he was absolute shoo-in. But those are some incredible
Yeah,
movies.
that was a
dude.
great movie.
You know. Anyways, final thoughts, guys. Give me some signatures here. Let's wrap up the show. You want what pick a color?
I want blue.
All
Go
right.
blue.
Because
This was great. Like I said, I love talking about movies because movies at their best are a reflection of their social commentary. You know, at their worst, they're propaganda and a bunch of bullshit. Give me your final thoughts, there, buddy. We didn't cover any news other than Greg
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
one of my favorite
It's old
quotes. People deserve the government they get, and they deserve to get it good and hard. I love that quote.
That seems quite aggressive in the backside of things.
Yes, that.
Looking at things from the rears.
A lot of innuendo going on around the table. Larry, final thought over there as you sign my paper.
Just be careful with all the conspiracy stuff. I mean, I saw people accusing on Facebook, people are saying that, the whole assassination was faked. And then I saw, they're going after Erica Kirk. What the fuck did she do? She lost her husband.
And I bet
That's
and for her to step up a week later and forgive the shooter.
Right.
Right.
And I saw it again. All right, I saw it again right after the guy crashed the church, set it on fire, gunned down all them people right here in Grand Blanc. Right, the kids of one of the parents killed came out the next day
and forgave.
publicly.
Yeah.
And forgave the killer.
100%.
Okay, so that kind of stuff exists, and it's rare. It's hard.
Dude,
it's hard.
Totally.
In the moment of my mom passing, which wasn't a tragic thing, but it was traumatic. It wasn't tragic because it was she died of cancer, so it was a process. I cried in moments.
Yeah.
But when she literally breathed her last breath at 3:20 in the morning, and I'm laying there next to her, on the couch next to her hospital bed.
Yeah.
I didn't have a huge breakdown. Now, 3:00 in the afternoon, later that day at the funeral home.
Yeah.
When I watched my grandson walk up.
Yeah.
And hug her for the last time, I melted down. And I've been around enough people in church work, doing church ministry, that you muster the strength in those moments when you feel you need to be strong. Acting like somebody's not just weeping and gnashing their teeth the entire time is a sign of not caring and not having the deepest emotions for this situation. You have to go to numb spots. You have to find spots. Larry, you lost a daughter. You have to go to spots in those moments where you just shut the fuck down, whatever emotional expression you have, and you stand as strong and as stoic as you possibly can for those around you. Erica Kirk's doing that. To vilify her outright. There are anomalies in this assassination that need to be addressed. But to go out on a limb, like you're saying, and attack this shit is repugnant.
I think she is a good Christian. I think she's a strong woman. And I didn't know Charlie Kirk, but I would assume that this outcome where we're at today is something they had discussed.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can't be prepared for that. Right. So she wasn't prepared because there's no preparing. But I am sure that they had a plan just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy wore a bulletproof vest, I'm told. I guess he was wearing one that day. I didn't know that. You know, and I've heard everything from, well, the microphone exploded and blew a hole in his neck. You know, and this video shows him getting shot in the head. All right, we went over the video on this podcast, 3 times that night?
Right.
And then we aired it for everybody to see. And they're saying, watch this video, so that somebody sends me a video, they show it to me, and it shows his head doing this. Right? And then a big hole blows in his neck. Right? So I pull up my 2 videos that are from 2 different sources. One of them is Alex Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And his head doesn't move.
And you're being shot with a 30-06, which, if it hit you in the neck of a 30-06, should take your head off.
Yeah.
And then the coroner says that they found the bullet within his body.
Yes.
These are the anomalies. But you're right. Is we need to find the truth so we don't have this.
Right, but in the video this person sent me, his head goes like that, like something hit him here in the head, hit him here, then came out down there, right? But the coroner said exactly what you said, that they found the projectile in his neck, right?
Yeah. So that's when we turn to ballistics experts and video experts and go, all right, what are we actually seeing here? And why is our government giving us a narrative that's not true to the source?
Right.
But don't vilify. Don't vilify ahead of schedule.
And by the way, I don't know if anybody saw this, and I wanted to mention this earlier, so I'll mention it as we're signing off. They have discovered some documents that prove that the FBI, the Biden FBI, didn't just spy on Donald Trump, spied on 6 Republican U.S. senators.
I think I had an article
I
that said
think
it was
it was
8.
even
but 6
more.
is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 8.
Yeah.
8 before
That's
show went
8?
live.
Was it 8?
8 before a show went live.
8 that they know of.
8 that they know of.
There's 8 that they know of.
Yeah.
So it was an active conspiracy.
Yeah.
Is what they were doing. And, you know, and a lot of people are saying now, well, that date passed, you know, if we're charging them with the crime, so they can't charge them anymore. No, that's not how a conspiracy charge works. The conspiracy charge expires on its expiration date after the conspiracy concluded. Not of the date. If you keep this conspiracy going, there is no expiration date.
Right.
What's the word I'm looking for? When,
Statute of limitations.
Statutes, thank you. Statutes. There is no statutes of limitations on a conspiracy that's still going.
Right.
Yeah. Right. No, that's.
You know, because it's still going, and they're still covering it up.
Yep.
So there is no statutes of limitations. And this has fingers, and it makes Watergate. All this stuff makes Watergate look like romper room.
Watergate was a setup for Nixon to get him out of
No,
office.
but here's the thing, though. This all happens. They spy on everyone. They spy on all of us. You know, NSA. We see this in Snowden. But no one's going to get arrested. No one's going to get charged. People are going to complain about it on Facebook for a week or two.
Have they arrested Comey yet?
And then the news cycle continues.
Yeah. They spy on you more than anything because you came on the show and you're going to school.
No, they spy on me because I argued about the boomers at one time.
That is true. And a lot of boomers in government that are not appreciative.
They are very upset with me. What was I going to say?
The lack of evidence is the evidence.
Yeah. Anyone remember Bolton getting raided? Has anything happened after
No.
that?
No.
Yeah.
All right, Greg, final thoughts, buddy.
All right, final thoughts for me.
Dun, dun, dun.
I need to watch more movies apparently because a lot of these I did not have have any insight into, but several of them I would agree with you on your list.
They're
We'll have an
incredible.
intervention.
Need like a
Intervention, right? He's gonna show up and there's gonna be a family circled around in chairs. So, Greg,
but I guess trying to turn.
We love you, Greg. That's what we want you to know first and foremost up front.
Appreciate that.
We love you.
Thank you for your empathy. But to try to turn the Charlie Kirk situation into a positive thing, right here in Heartland, I was very happy to see that we've got a Club America now established.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
Yes.
I would not have wanted it to happen that way, but
to the
if there's,
horror of the vile
if there's
pigs of a certain
glass
group.
that's half full, that's That's for me what
That's huge.
what I would
dude.
take from that, and
Yeah.
I don't know what's true with the Charlie Kirk assassination.
but it
I,
is
I
the
think there's
fruit.
a lot of facts that they don't smell right to me, but
Well,
what's true, I don't know.
Again, it says in Scripture that you judge a tree by its fruit. Okay, well, if you take that and start assessing the dynamics of that, even the best tree is going to have a few of its fruit that are damaged or have been. We could have 4 birds, a flock of birds fly in one day, and they devastate one part of the tree. Does that mean the fruit of the tree was actually bad, or did it get attacked and now it's damaged? But then the outside viewer just looks at that fruit and goes, why do I have damage on it? And I go, well, your damage is from the attack. But does that mean that the fruit in and of itself was bad?
Mm-hmm.
It's like if I keep Honeycrisp apples. Vicky will keep Honeycrisp apples in the house. It's one of the snacks I can do late at night. I cut the apples, with the cutter, and I use peanut butter as my thing on there, and I have a thing of popcorn. That's one of the snacks I can eat any time of the night. Go to sleep. No acid reflux, no heartburn, no nothing. Go to sleep. Wake up the next. And so I love it. It's akin to drinking apple cider vinegar if you equate it. Anyways, every once in a while, I've left the apples in there for a week or two, and I core them, and there's a little bit brown. Well, I just cut that out. I don't throw the whole damn thing out.
Mm-hmm.
So when we're judging a tree by its fruit, you're exactly right. I guarantee you there's some people in the TPUSA greater organization that have abused or dishonored that mission. Because nobody's perfect, and no organization that starts to have a momentum and have a large group of people doesn't have people with nefarious motives, or even less, don't chalk up to nefariousness what can be ascribed to incompetence. What's the quote? Don't ascribe to evil intent what you can ascribe to just being
A bonehead.
a bonehead, right?
Yeah.
And we do that a lot.
Keeping it clean for
We-
you.
we-
Before
we-
the F-bomb came out.
Correct. A lot of times we do ascribe a lot of times to a lot of organizations, and this situation in particular with Charlie Kirk, we ascribe to it these huge nefarious dynamics when it could just be incompetence, man. But the bottom line is we need transparency, which is what you went to the floor of the State House and gave your testimony on it. You good?
Yep, I'm good.
Teddy, give us your Boomer account.
Well, I think like Greg, I need to watch more movies. I don't watch any movies really.
This is true.
I haven't been to a movie theater in like 2 years.
Well, I've got one here, so I mean,
Oh, I know.
come hang out. Look at that, Empire Strikes Back up there.
But my final thought is,
Get on with it, bro.
let me think. I got to form my final thought here.
You had like 5 people.
had
Well, I was
Come
trying to listen to you guys and think of
Yeah,
something.
that's
But
good.
anyways,
You're
Not letting
listening
you
to
off the hook.
understand,
You
not
are the
listening
young,
to
spry,
respond, right?
the young, spry individual on the show. You need to be Johnny on the spot.
but we can I know the show's a political show for the most part, but this is
Larry's fault.
It's Larry's fault. Everything is Larry's fault. That's
It's a movie show tonight.
But this is kind of like the best of what we can do. Not like talking about politics or people that don't like us or anything like
Yeah.
that, or talking about just news, bad news, either good or bad news.
Right.
But it's about people that have a lot in common, and they talk about stuff in a respectful way, and we can just go off the radar and talk about movies for like an hour and a half, and
Hell
have
yeah.
a good time. Have a good time. And I think
100%.
we got to look into ourselves a little bit more, and focus on family, friends, local community. We could politics and all that, and
Yeah.
focus on local politics like Greg was talking about. But I think the bottom line is that all that kind of stuff, politics and all that, that's kind of a, afterthought, really, when you think about it. The most important thing is that you have to love your family, love your community, love your country.
Huge. My paper. I agree with you, Teddy, and I'll make that my final thought as you were talking about it. It's we put up a wall and a barrier between. We don't talk about religion and politics. Why not? Because we don't actually talk about anything else in our lives that is either significant or at least important in the moment, or not even important in the moment, just in engaging at the moment. Part of the reason I love doing the show and having the dialogues like we had tonight is that's my forte. We can talk about politics, but can we also sit and talk about the baseball game? Can we talk about a movie that we love, and then go through, and you give a quote, and I give a quote, and we go back and forth. Oh, but you remember when that scene comes down? And I do it. I hold my hands up. I do this. I frame it. And I go, remember when that scene comes down and it does this thing like that? And you go, why do you do that? And it goes, because I've grabbed my cameras, and I've gone through, and I've done that, and I go, ooh, I would frame it like this. And do you realize when they framed it like that, when this shot came in, and I go, if we would endeavor to have these conversations, and I watch, we host a lot of parties. You guys have been here for parties. Mm-hmm. When we host a lot of parties, of course, I'm depending on how much the band's playing, or if I'm cooking, or whatever's going on, I just watch these conversations going on. And there'll be a pocket conversation over here and a pocket conversation over there. And then I'll engage, and I'll be in a pocket conversation. And what I mean by pocket conversation is I might be talking to Glenn. But then there's Larry and Greg and Teddy watching and listening. And then they might chime in, and it might shift. And now it's me and Greg talking.
Yeah.
And now Glenn's watching. Or then it shifts, and it's Larry for about 10 seconds, and then it shifts away. And then... because he's on his phone.
Look at the pictures of...
At least I have the decency to turn off my ringer.
Oh, yes.
I can hear Larry, like, the typing sounds.
But that's only because my 3 hour delay on this. I muted everything for 3 hours.
He needs the HIPAA.
You found naked pictures of Deborah Winger, and that's what you're looking
you did.
No,
you did.
Accident.
Oh, okay.
Two guys on the run after I got a news update and it came across.
But that's my thing is we need to get back to these conversations that we don't think are necessarily overly. It's like, can we engage in conversations that are just conversations?
No.
Or do we have to have a full weight on it? And if I can't talk to you, listen, I don't want to talk to you about something that may be controversial or that we disagree on, potentially. If I can't talk to you for an exponential amount of time on something we agree on. If we're going to talk for 10 minutes on something that we disagree on, then I want to talk to you for 110 minutes on something, a lot of things that we agree on.
Yeah.
So that when we get to that 10 minutes, I know your heart, I know your flavor, I know your bent, I know your creed, to whatever extent. You didn't lay it out for me and give me your affidavit and have me sign it so that I knew exactly where you stood on these issues. But you shared with me enough about this and that and this and that. And you go, oh, man, yeah, I love the way this happened and that. And I go, oh, awesome. And then we get on something, I go, I want to push back on you. But I've developed enough of a dynamic with you.
Right, enough of a rapport.
A relationship. We've related enough that we related enough to create a relationship.
Humanize the disagreement.
Right.
And now
we can have a great talk.
And
even though we're on different ends. Yeah.
Okay. No, I see
and
it.
you can just agree to disagree sometimes, right?
Right.
Without
but
meaning.
Correct. But if we don't live in a society where we engage willingly across the board, then I say this, and I'll finish with this, and we'll close out because I got to pee a lot. But I said this about the Lord as I go, if you don't, talking about hearing the voice of God, I maintain a number of premises. One, everybody's heard the voice of God. The vast majority of people don't recognize the voice of God. Everybody's heard that inner dialogue, that this thing came in from out of nowhere, and it just sounded like one of your thoughts, but it wasn't your thought. It was either positive or it was negative. That was either the cartoon figure of the angel or the demon on your shoulder. So the voice of God comes in and goes, do a nice thing for that person. And that was a thought that was foreign to you. And you didn't recognize it as the voice of God, but that's what it was. Because it didn't originate in your thought, even though it came in your inner it was in your inner dialogue, but it wasn't your inner thought.
Right.
It was like, why did I just think that?
Yeah.
Put the card away. Don't leave, pick up that paper off the floor. Take care of that thing.
Yeah.
You go, okay. Be mean to that person. They're an asshole. Okay, that's the demonic thing. And I go, everybody's heard of the voice of God. Very few people recognize the voice of God. But then I look at it from this dynamic is, if you don't have, I had a person, part of my congregation years ago when I was doing full-blown church ministry, and he was being crass with me. It was in a men's study we were doing, and he goes, I bet you ask God if you can go take a piss. Go to the bathroom, take a leak. And I go, yeah. If I'm in prayer, if I was in a meeting with a multi-billion-dollar CEO and I had to take a piss, would I find a strategic way in that meeting to say to him, I love everything we're doing. I apologize profusely. I really got to go take a piss and we need to resume this. If I'm sitting with Donald Trump, I'm going to hold it until I get a bladder infection, okay? So if I'm in prayer and the Lord has said to me, I need you to be in prayer for this certain amount of time because we got things we got to talk about. And I say, man, my physical body's giving me shit right now, and I need to go take a piss. I know I just mixed it for euphemisms. And he looks at me and he goes, I bet you ask God if you're going to take a piss. And I go, yeah. And I go, dude, if you are not in a dialogue with the Lord on the most insignificant things, in your mind, insignificant, then how are you going to hear God for the most significant things? There's a man out there right now who says, Lord, should I run for office? Should I step up? Should I do this? And you've never taken the time to listen to God on whether you should park in a certain parking space, whether you should put your cart up after you've gotten your groceries, whether you should give that person a hug even though they pissed you off a couple days ago, but right now they're feeling bad and they need that hug to get them through the rest of the day, and you didn't take the time to listen to whether you should give them a hug and tell them how much you appreciate them even when they piss you off. You're never going to be on a solid footing of hearing God in that most important moments. And that's what I try to tell people, is I'm like, we got to get back to that dialogue with each other and with the Lord. The crazy fucking cat lady with 20 cats in her house gives those cats a voice and talks to them because our dialogue with something else is ingrained in us. It's God-given. And the Lord is looking for each and every one of us to engage in a dialogue with Him and listen to what He would say to us. And if you don't start at the simplest, stupid, insignificant things and hear God, then you're not going to hear God about your purpose, your destiny, your direction, and where He wants you to move in life. And that's the most powerful things. To find our purpose in this life is the most powerful things we can ever do, because every one of us asks the questions, why am I here and what am I supposed to be doing? And if we get back to that, then we can talk about politics at a dinner table without feeling offended, because we're centered, we're balanced.
Exactly.
We can talk about life, we can talk about religion. Thank you guys all for tuning in. I appreciate everything. Love the super chats. It was awesome, even from the Strangler. Like, share, and subscribe. Do all that stuff. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I enjoyed the show immensely. I loved it. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys.
Oh.
This was
Thanks
great.
for having us.
Yeah.
Continue to pray for Patrick. If you're stayed till the end, continue to pray for Patrick as he's working through things with his mom. And we will catch you guys next time on This Is My Brain.
This is my brain.
Dad, that's an egg.
Yeah, that's an egg.
Honey,
dude,
that's an egg.
Seriously.
That's an egg.
It's
It's a metaphor. It's still an egg.
That's an egg.
I would challenge you.
That's an egg.
I know my brain is not actually an egg, okay? It's a metaphor.
Metaphor or not, that's not your brain.
It's just an egg.
Una cerveza para mí. My egg is my brain.
Can I at least have some bacon, maybe some sausage with that egg, though?
Oh, I want some bacon.
I want crepes.
Have some bacon and pancakes with that egg.
I'll take it with cheese.
Extra large brown cage-free eggs.
Can I have your brain with cakes?
A little sausage and a little toast and potato.
That would be great.
Does it have antibiotics?
I don't know, man. I'm not good at this shit.
Well, they gotta be able to resist some diseases.